on the floor, that being Todd Joyce, about the Garrett Billings situation. Todd, if you can hear me, what do you know about Billings?
I'll tell you right now, John, this place is rocking down here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Billings, I just talked to their coaches. They're being coy, but Billings is out with a lower body injury. We're thinking that it happened here in warm-up. They weren't sure if he was going to go or not. I talked to a couple players. John Lentz, he said he's not off until game starts, and he's off. So we'll be good here.
So no Garrett Billings tonight. Todd, just how loud is it down there? I see you've been playing with a decibel meter. You had to cover your ears in the headset. How loud is it between the two benches?
You know, I'm just happy I got a dual ear headset here. That's the best part about this right now. But it is loud down here. These players are going to be ready to go. And you know what? It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great experience for these guys. And again, you can hear how loud it is right now just through the crowd, just through my mic.
Todd, we will talk to you in a few minutes. That is Todd Joyce, our man between the benches upstairs. My name is John Fraser alongside Casey Guerin. We are all set, ready to go. Taking a look at your starting goaltenders. No surprise, Aaron Bold gets the start, fourth in the league with a 10.5. Goals against and fourth in the league with a .784 save percentage. He's 1-1 on the year. Tyler Richards, 2-0 on the season. He's played in all 4 games, 13.31 goals against, .729 save percentage. Those are your starting netminders. The Rush moving from our broadcast right to our left, wearing their home blacks with the green trim. Vancouver in the road whites with red helmets and red numbering that really jump out at you. Taking the face-off down low right now is Brendan Fowler, the New York product in his first year at Duke University. He's 54.1% on the year for Vancouver. He will match up with Jeremy Thompson, who's down a bit at 48.5%, 33 of 68. SaskTel Center, 15,000 crowd on their feet. Here we go, we're underway. Immediately, the Rush awarded possession off the opening face-off, and it's Thompson going to Adrian Soroketti. Soroketti comes up over the restraining line, dumps to the far side for Mark Matthews. 11 points 1 week ago. It's also his birthday. See what kind of birthday magic he's got for us. Robert Church works into the inside. Back far side is Matthews. Matthews to Marty Dinsdale! Shot to goal! Marty Dinsdale opens up the scoring 22 seconds in. 1 rip for the Rush.
Well, they swing the ball off the top from the righties over to Matthews. Get the defense moving over to Dinsdale with a nice bounce shot far side. Beats Richards.
There's the hum as the crowd comes to their feet once again. You can see Marty Dinsdale from the left-hand side goes down beside the leg of Tyler Richards, and it's 1-0 for the Rush. Another quick start at home, exactly what they need, Casey.
Well, that was just good ball movement. That's what you want to see. Go back and forth like that from righties to the lefties. Good ball movement.
Another face-off won by Jeremy Thompson, but thrown to nobody. And Vancouver takes over. Over on the far side is Joel McCreading, 21st in league scoring with 12 points. He'll slow things down, move outside the Rush restraining line. Goes back to the near side, Jordan Durston. He's got 11 points this year. Back up to Small, in and out of his stick to Schuss. Schuss, far side, there's a shot, turned aside. Aaron Bold, first save, coming with his right side of his pantaloons, Casey.
Well, that didn't take long for you to get that one in, did it? 1 minute in.
Robert Church takes over on offense here, and streaking towards the goal is Mike Messenger, but picked up by Chris O'Daughtry out of his 8th year in the NLL. He's now in a battle down low with Mike Messenger, who with Johnny LaFontaine out, I expect to see him play a little bit more transition. He's gotten some reps there, and we're going to have a turnover here. Rush giving the ball back. Adrian Soroketti right near half. A little bit of confusion there as Mark Matthews marches on. 13:38 left, Dodge City Auto. First quarter, Matthews had it from Keenan for a moment. In and out of his stick, some nice defensive work there by Ryan Wagner out of Niagara on the Lake. A little bit of action going right in front of Todd there for a moment, but it's picked up by Vancouver. Reese Dutch, the Victoria native. He comes in, he'll be matched up with Chris Corbeil far side. Jordan Durston back to the near side, back to Schuss. He's on the near side, trying to make a swim move past Brett Mitski, can't do it. One arm pass goes to nobody. Reese Dutch picks it up outside of Rush territory. 1-on-1 with Corbeil, trying to go around him. He goes back up top. He's got a man shot! And that goes up and over. That was James Ray playing in his first career game tonight, or pardon me, yes, first career game and first of the season. His shot over Bold misses, and it's the Rush back to work on offense. Marty Dinsdale opened the scoring. He goes far side to Adam Jones. Jones 3 goals away from 200 as he matches up with Johnny Lynch. We got a penalty coming up to the Vancouver Stealth as Robert Church is just outside of Vancouver territory. 5 left on the clock. The old half shot, half pass from Mark Matthews doesn't connect with Marty Dinsdale. We got a penalty coming up here. Casey, did you happen to catch it?
I didn't catch it, but I will say from right there, Mark Matthews at the top of the floor and the room he had, I really expected him to take that shot from out there.
So the Rush, it's a story of 2 seasons. Last year, worst power play in the league. This year, third in the league. Casey, what have you noticed as a difference so far?
Well, the difference is Robert Church. He's a power play machine. 7 power play goals on the season.
So here comes the Rush power play. First one of the night is brought to you by BN Metals. Working around the outside, it is Robert Church with 7 power play goals, leads the team. Mark Matthews behind the back pass to Jones. Jones finds McIntosh near side and a great save. Tyler Richards sprawls across and gets the stick up. In transition now is McFetridge. McFetridge will bounce it back up for Dutch. Can't handle it. Dilks has it. After the turnover, Ryan Dilks slows it down. Jeff Cornwall was streaking towards the goal. It's a 3-on-2 for the Rush. Dilks, Cornwall. Cornwall's shot turned aside by the goaltender, Tyler Richards. Dilks picks up the loose ball, gets it back to Cornwall, and it's a reset for the Rush. 11:50 left to go, 1:19 left to go with the power play. Ryan Keenan up to Adam Jones, the 2 lefties working over on the far side of Vancouver territory. Back up top is Mark Matthews. Matthews, Jones, and Keenan all over on the far side. Matthews is the man up top, goes back Church. Church gonna fake the shot. Matthews comes in, and that one's partially blocked. Former teammate John Lintz getting a piece of that.
Yeah, that was good stick there by John Lintz to get in the shooting lane.
11:30 left, Dodge City Auto first quarter. BN Metals power play, 58 seconds left on that. Robert Church, they call him Bobby Solo, comes in, shot and a goal! Robert Church, 8th power play goal this season, 2-0 for the Rush.
More of the same for Church, 8th power play goal of the season. Man, he cannot be stopped on the man up.
He just finds that little bit of space this time, has it on that near side, makes one fake, goes betwixt the legs of Tyler Richards. It's 2-0.
And the top defenders have to respect the shot of Mark Matthews. So they have to commit out there, and that creates a little bit of space for Church to just take the inside lane right to the net.
By my math, there should be 2 assists for Matthews as well, too. He's on the verge of a milestone, Casey. He needs, 6 points to get to...
6 points for 400 for his career.
Woo! That's not bad. Adam Jones now with it. Jones in, gets it back. Curtis Knight, low shot turned aside between the legs of Tyler Richards. Robert Church and Marty Dinsdale with the goal so far. 2-0 Rush lead. 11:06 left to go in the opening quarter. As you mentioned, Church has been nothing but a power play master this year. Coming into Vancouver's power penalty kill, just 30.7%, worse than the National Lacrosse League. But it's Vancouver with it now. It's Reese Dutch working across the far side. Thought that was going to nobody, but it was James Ray coming off the bench, catches it outside of Rush territory. Back up top, that's where Dutch is. Fakes the shot, gets by Cornwall, drives in towards the goal shot! And they're going to wave it off, saying it was in the crease. So a good break here as Bold was beat by Dutch, but it's waved off instantly.
Yeah, the challenge flag is in the hand of Coach Batley right now.
He's waiting for a replay. I don't think he's going to see one here at SaskTel Center. And it's back to work. Matt McCarty comes in, and it's a toe save by Tyler Richards as the Rush go back to work. And the challenge flag nearly beamed Robert Church in the head.
Yeah, Jamie Batley was trying to get a replay on that, and I think you're right, John. You're not going to see one here at SaskTel Center.
No, you're going to have a little bit of a homer. Todd, we send it down to you. Have you heard any conversation on the bench of why they, how confident are they that that's going to be ruled a goal?
I don't know how confident they are. He almost seemed to want to pick that right up after he threw it, but there was a limit there, so he got it in at that last second. As you said, he almost took out Church with that thing.
Did Church turn around and say anything about nearly being beamed with a flag?
No, he went to the ref, though. I don't know what choice words were to that official, but we'll see. But yeah, they were waiting for that replay instantly, and they weren't going to get it here. That's a little bit of a risk, right? You're looking at hometown producing, so you're not going to get it on that. But let's take a look at it.
We are taking a look at it right now in the SaskTel Center, and how about we all take our guesses. Todd, goal or no goal from between the benches?
I'm going to say no goal.
No goal.
Casey, we're all consensus no goal. Thank you, Todd. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Casey,
Think grocery shopping should be more rewarding? Come into Safeway and Sobeys
That's
for
it.
more
I didn't want to
ways
go back.
save
I didn't
than
want to
ever
leave.
before.
I didn't
Like
want
our
to
Better
leave.
Rewards
I was just
program.
signing off
Earn
with
Air
Todd.
Miles reward miles every time you shop. If you're collecting cash
do we have a
miles,
draw?
you can redeem for groceries in store. Friday, January 27th is Blue Friday. In our flyer, you can earn over 1,700
Hudson,
Air
what's going
Miles
on,
reward miles. That's over
Let me know.
$170 in
Hudson,
free
did
groceries.
we drop?
We're committed to helping you save every day, safely.
And welcome back inside the SaskTel Center. Ben McIntosh takes a shot, goes off the post there. So we're a little early. That was ruled no goal as we went to thank one of our sponsors real quick. It is a no goal, so all three of us are 1 for 1 on the season here. Reese Dutch with it. Vancouver back to work on the counterattack. They trail 2-0 to the Saskatchewan Rush. Back up top is Matt Beers. Beers to Durston. Durston fakes a shot, drives in, makes a couple of moves, shoots and scores. What a goal! Jordan Durston is 5th of the year. He might have made about 7 dekes there and puts it over the left shoulder of Aaron Bold.
Well, it was a toe drag there. Quick step, takes it to the inside, and that's just a really nice move and a nice finish too. He's really been having a breakout season.
He was one guy that really gave the Rush nightmares last year. I remember his first career game, you and I were working, and he really put up a big effort in his first year. Just his second year in the league and some good composure there.
Yeah, and he really tightens up his hands, tucks in the stick when he's in tight, and put it right in the spot.
So face-off one again by the Rush. Thompson's pass to nobody's intercepted by Vancouver, but here come the Rush on the counterattack. Dilks forces the turnover. Thompson runs in. Thompson lays his shoulder into Ian Hawksby and waits for the rest of the offense to get set up. And it's Curtis Knight coming on. Knight, just outside the restraining line, goes to Jones' far side. Jones drives towards the goal, steps off, fakes the shot, now does! And it's stopped with the net of Tyler Richards. And we got a penalty coming up to Vancouver. So we're going to take a break here. We'll come back with a Rush power play. This is Rush Lacrosse.
String King Unstrung Hero, a player who may not have chipped in on the score sheet, but contributed for his team in other ways. So tell me who you've got.
Well, he definitely didn't contribute on the scoreboard, but he was a big factor in his team's win this week. We spoke about him a little bit earlier on in the show. I'm going with Aaron Bold as my unstrung hero for this week, and here is why. Saskatchewan Rush really needed to avoid going 0-3 to start the season, and Aaron was a big factor in how they were able to do that. He started off the season a little shaky. In fact, he was suspended for the first game, then coming out against Toronto, he only had 36 saves on 49 shots, but he was so solid between the pipes in this one, stopping 40 shots. He had 40 saves on 48 shots, a solid performance, a real big reason why the Rush were able to win this one. And I think he's going to be a huge factor in if this team wants to get back to the playoffs and hopefully make it to their 3rd Champions Cup in a row. So that is why Aaron Bold is my unstrung hero for this week.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Sports Interaction, Canada's home for worldwide sports betting. Bet responsibly at sportsinteraction.com. Disclaimer, only residents of Canada may open an account with Sports Interaction. The service is not available to users outside of Canada.
Welcome back inside the SaskTel Center. The Rush lead Vancouver 2-1, and they're off to another power play. Casey, you really like that move by Jones right before we went to break.
Well, everyone knows Curtis Dixon of the Calgary Roughnecks, and what he does better than anybody else is he engages his man, then steps back to create some space in order for him to get a clear shot. Really nice job by Jones there. Did the same thing.
Jones out there on the power play with Keaton, Matthews, Church, and McIntosh. The number 1 unit for the Rush going to work here with 9:04 left in the Dodge City first quarter. Matthews is up top. He goes down low. Great quick stick and a great save by Tyler Richards. McIntosh at his doorstep. Turnover. Jones to Church. Church with time and space. Great defensive play. Still scores! Robert Church! When it looked like there was no more time left, Church buries his 8th power play goal, 9th power play goal of the season. He's not so pretty bad on the power play.
Well, let's back it up. Tyler Richards with a really good side-to-side save there, but this is about the 3rd or 4th time that the stealth defenders haven't been able to break the ball out of their own zone. And that time it comes back to haunt them as Church buries it through the legs of Richards.
Robert Church is going to be our guest on After Hours. as well, coming up here live on 98 Cool. Make sure you stick around that after the game. And a face-off won by Vancouver, but instant pressure here as the Rush continue to bring the heat. They do pick it back up as Justin Goodwin gets it down into Rush territory. Durston goes back up top for Reese Dutch. Dutch is going to look over on the far side. He'll roll out. Thompson is picked, and going towards the goal is Dutch. Standing up save, Aaron Bold. Dutch dove across, tried to go back to the short side, and was robbed. Nick Billich up over half now. With 8:22 left, the Rush have a 3-1 lead. Nick Billich, presser there by Chris O'Daughtry. He's going to get it back to the near side. That's where Adam Jones is. He's got to deal with both O'Daughtry and Justin Salt, and coming up with it is Vancouver. It's Ryan Wagner. He's got 3 assists this year. Goes back up top for the recently re-signed Cliff Smith. Smith was quasi-retired, you could call it, Casey, and then decided to come back when Vancouver ran into some injury problems.
And he's a solid lacrosse player. You can play him at both ends of the floor. Just a solid player.
Reese Dutch over to Small, shoots and scores! Corey Small uses Mike Messenger as a screen, and it's 3-2 the lead now for the Rush. The Stealth cut it to 1.
Well, you're right through the screen, and that's something that the goal scorers know how to do. You know, the art of shooting through the screen, and that one just beats Bold between the legs.
So he goes down low on Bold, up over the shoulder, Mike Messenger. That's not easy because Mike Messenger is 6'2", 203. He puts it up, puts the ball down low, and it's 3-2 with 7:45 left. Face-off won by Jeremy Thompson. Nice pass to Soroketti. Dilks now. Dilks shot, and that one, again, good stick work by former member of the Rush, John Lintz, and that one's blocked out of play. So Soroketti's awarded possession down low Vancouver territory, bounces it back to Ryan Keenan, who will lead the offense onto the floor. He'll line up with Toll. Keenan, spin move. Keenan comes in, shot, and a good save there with the legs of Tyler Richards, who airmails it up to the transition team, Peter McFetridge out of Burnaby. He's going to go back up to Reese Dutch, first in league scoring with 30 points. He's tied with his teammate, that being Corey Small. Small has it now. His little back pass intended for Logan Schuss, who's 9th in league scoring, goes nowhere, but they are able to pick it back up. Joel McCready, he goes up top for James Ray. Back to the near side, Schuss, his time was winding down. Long shot, bounces low on Bold and turned aside with his stick. 6:56 left to go, first quarter. Jeff Cornwall turns on the Jets, comes over half, and Cornwall nearly tackled by Wagner. Now he's getting double team here, and he does manage to dump it off to Ben McIntosh. McIntosh goes down low for Adam Jones. Jones will go one-on-one with Justin Salt. Back up top, Matthews off the bench. That one partially blocked. Jones, though, able to pick up the loose ball in the far side corner. Jones, pressured again by Goodwin. Jones trying to cut in. Jones shoots! And right as time expired, partially blocked, so Vancouver will take over deep in their own territory.
The one thing Vancouver is doing well is when the Rush are breaking the ball out and they get over half, they're getting jumped right away. If I'm the Rush, I want to push that transition, push it deeper, put the pressure back on them, and wait for your offense to get on the floor.
And the Rush are about to go to the penalty kill for the first time tonight. Delayed penalty, arm is up. 6 attackers on for the Vancouver Stealth with 6:08 left to go. Rush lead 3-2. Working it around is Reese Dutch. Dutch looking for the quick stick to Durston. Couldn't quite connect. Ball rounds into the corner. And into the weeds, as our buddy Teddy would say. And it bounces around, finally touched by the Rush. And the penalty call for holding. Just waiting to see who they're taking to the sin bin. No real guilty party here. Illegal substitution called on the Rush. Did you happen to catch it, Casey?
Well, I didn't, but apparently the third referee did. And that's kind of what we thought we'd see a little bit more of with the introduction of the third referee.
A lot of behind the play and a lot of illegal substitution stuff. So Vancouver to the power play. They are 5th in the NLL, 53.5%. It is Corey Small up top, and Rush territory snipes. As the kids say, he went bar down over the right shoulder of Aaron Bold. Small waited for his chance and will put that one in. Small's got 2 now tonight. He's up to 14 goals in just his 5th game of the year.
Well, you can see him looking for Reese Dutch there at the shooter position, and the Rush defenders kind of cheated over a bit, and that's just a good shot right over the top and over the shoulder of Bold.
So with 5:46 left to go, we're back to square between the Saskatchewan Rush and the Vancouver Stealth at 3-3. Going back to work are the Rush now on offense after the face-off violation called on Vancouver. Ryan Keenan to Mark Matthews, and the Rush get their offense out. It's Matthews trying to drive low. Has Robert Church coming off the bench down low, gets it to Curtis Knight. Knight pressured there, and he tries to get it back. That one's off the stick of McFetridge. Loose ball scooped up by Robert Church. Long pass intended for Matthews, nearly intercepted. Matthews tries to slam dunk it. Went from behind the Vancouver goal, couldn't get it on net as John Lentz gives Curtis Knight a mouthful of stick and scoops the ball away. Shot clock on the Rush with 5:10 left. Back to work goes Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver, they just look really tentative getting the ball out of their own zone. They need to start using their feet, kind of like what we just said about the Rush. Use your wheels, put the pressure back on the other team.
Back to work. That one intercepted there by Ryan Dilks. On the far side is Cornwall. Cornwall transition, shoots and scores! Dilks to Cornwall, turns on the Jets, and he buries it over the right shoulder, Tyler Richards, and it's 4-3.
I remember a goal that Cornwall scored that looked kind of like that one. I think you called that one, Johnny.
Well, the funny thing is now that Cornwall, he says everybody knows his one move for the Champions Cup last year. This is his new move, far side over the right shoulder.
If you back it up, though, really good interception there by Ryan Dilks. Gets in the passing lane and intercepted that pass.
So back to work as Vancouver, after the face-off win, dumps that one down low.
And again there, Vancouver having trouble.
But on the doorstep was Goodwin. Long pass, a broken play, turned into a chance by Goodwin, but he put it over the Rush net. Back to work is Schuss, and Vancouver's offense, after a broken play, it looked like it was going to be Rush ball, ends up in the nets of Vancouver. Small, couldn't quite get it. Thompson's pressuring him. Thompson, Corbeil. Thompson's in alone, on a breakaway. Thompson shoots and scores! Back-to-back breakaway goals, and it's 5-3 for the Rush.
You know what I really liked about that play? Thompson didn't go for that loose ball. He could have went for it, but he recognized that Corbeil was going to be the first one to it, so he breaks straight towards the net. Corbeil finds him in a nice finish there.
And a nice little pass there by Corbeil to pick up Thompson.
And yeah, really good decision there by Thompson.
And I believe we're going to have a goalie change down to our left as Vancouver is changing netminders. Ty Belanger out of Wallaceburg, Ontario, will come in as Tyler Richards, the Coquitlam product, is on the bench. Casey, do you think that's what's permanent?
It's tough to say because they've had some real question marks at the goalie position this year. They haven't been real confident, and they haven't really got much, have some solid performances out of their goaltending. So really, it's the starting position is up for grabs here. Somebody starts playing well, they're going to keep the job.
Well, when you got a 9-team league and your two netminders are 10th and 12th in goals against, that's not a good spot to be in. Belanger, 13.86 goals against, 732 save percentage, and the Rush with the ball in a 5-3 lead in the Dodge City Auto first quarter. Ben McIntosh is down low, stealth territory. He dumps it back up top for Robert Church. Back down low, McIntosh. McIntosh waits for more help, this in the form of Adam Jones. He goes far side for Mark Matthews. Matthews already a couple of assists tonight. Goes back near side, Curtis Knight. He looked for Church, but it's up and over, couldn't connect with him. And we're going to have an over and back called on the Rush. That gives us a chance to take a break. This is Rush Lacrosse.
Yeah.
Like if the guy runs into me, just get out and you switch.
Right? Blew him up. Fall back to the net, right?
And welcome back inside the SaskTel Center. Rush lead the Stealth 5-3. Todd Joyce is between the benches. Todd, what do you got for us?
Oh, Johnny, it's loud down here. I got a decibel meter in my hand, and we're constantly hitting between 106 and 110. So this is a big, loud rock concert down here, and you can see both teams just getting amplified from it.
I was going to say, isn't that like permanent hearing damage range?
Not too far away.
Todd, put in some earplugs. Thanks a lot, Todd Joyce, our man between the benches. Back upstairs, myself and Casey Guerin. A shot by Vancouver goes wide. Back off the end boards, and it's the Rush back to work on offense. They lead 5-3. 3:13 left to go here in the first quarter. Up top is Kyle Rubish. Wait for the rest of the offense to change, does the defenseman. Matthews is going to go 1-on-3. He swim moves Toll, goes backside for Marty Dinsdale. Couldn't quite connect there, and Matthews unable to connect with Dinsdale for about the second time tonight. Just not the same as Benny McIntosh, is it, Casey?
No, not quite.
Far side now, Cliff Smith as Vancouver takes over just over the Rush side of half, dumps it back up top for James Ray. Ray to Small. Small comes in, back over top for Ray. Ray tries to drive towards the goal, pushed aside Thompson, dumps it back up top. There's a seeing eye shot. Joel McCready goes down low beside the left foot of Aaron Bold. Big shot, tough stop, and it's 5-4, the Rush lead.
Well, another big shot from the Stealth offense. From the top of the floor, sidearm, right past the left leg of Bold. And, you know, if there's been a weak spot for Bold, and I'm thinking back to the Toronto game, how many of those shots from the top ended up beating him low? It seems to be a trend so far.
So it's 5-4 now with 2:33 left to go in our first quarter. A back and forth first quarter. Definitely getting your money's worth here at SaskTel Center if you like goals. Face-off won by the Rush as Brett Mitsky picks it up. He will drive outside John Lintz, then gets a little bit of help. He's going to dump that to Rubish, and the Rush defenders all on. There's a man pile behind the Vancouver goal. John Lintz, Messenger, Mitsky, Rubish all down there. Corbeil's in. It looks like a rugby scrum behind the Vancouver goal. By the way, Casey, Tyler Richards back in goal, and possession awarded to the Rush after the scrum. So they're going to give it to Mike Messenger. He's down low. Messenger recently moved to Saskatoon, so probably see a lot of him in around the city. Ryan Keenan now comes up, gives it to Mark Matthews far side. Matthews tries to drive towards the middle, pushed aside by Johnny Lintz. One-hand pass goes to Robert Church outside of Vancouver territory. He drives in near side. Down low, it is Marty Dinsdale. Stepping, finding Matthews in front. Oh, what a great save! Ty Richards. Matthews had some time and space, and Richards stood his ground.
I just love that offside ball cut. All you have to do, just one step past your defender, get through the middle with your stick up.
Tilks creates a turnover. What else is new? And Cornwall's in alone again. Cornwall in alone, shoots and scores! Jeff Cornwall. He says he has one move. He mixed that one up, went under the left arm of Tyler Richards, restores the 2-goal lead for his Rush. Cornwall's got 2.
And we're going to have to check his shooting percentage at half. We'll get back to you on that.
It's not so bad at all. I don't think I've seen him stopped, as everybody gets the flashbacks to, of course, that great moment 1 year ago when he scored in a very similar situation. So back to the face-off. Rush lead Vancouver 6-4, 90 seconds left in the Dodge City first quarter. Cornwall with a pair, both almost identical on the far side on a partial break, but as Vancouver awarded possession here after the face-off violation. Reese Dutch, the league's leading scorer, or I should say one of them on this Vancouver team, he will set up. Slows things down here, takes about 15 seconds off the clock. Now he's making a move down low. Dutch, far side, Thompson out to cover him. Corbeil out, a long, hard pass, and it's Cornwall again. Cornwall's going to turn on the Jets. He's running, trying to get to the outside. Cornwall shot, and this time he's turned aside by Tyler Richards. So the 1,000 shooting percentage, that's over so far for Jeff Cornwall tonight.
Buffalo beat Vancouver last week 21-15. Now the consensus on that game was that Buffalo scored 10 goals in transition. Not 10 transition chances, 10 goals.
Wow.
And so a big focus for the Stealth this past weekend in practice has been to cut down on that and make sure the offense gets off the floor in time. But when you start throwing the ball across the top of the floor to nobody, I mean, it's no wonder they're having that problem.
So the Rush to their third power play of the night. They're 2 for 2, both from Robert Church, who has the ball now. Matthews, a man up top. Jones, his shot, that's off the glove of Tyler Richards. He scoops up his own loose ball on the far side, goes back near side for Bobby Church. Church back up top. Mark Matthews gets it to Keenan. Church has some time. Great save again. Tyler Richards, since he's been subbed back in, has been pretty sharp. Matthews calls out the play, gets it to Jones. Ryan Keenan down low. Matthews up top. Over to Ben McIntosh. His shot and another save. This one with the lower chest section of Tyler Richards.
And you're right, Richards has been on his game since getting put back in.
And they're going to try to sneak here. As on the bench is Richards.
Yeah, 10 seconds left in the quarter.
Oh, that'll do it. Thanks for picking that up, Casey. I'm a little asleep at the switch. Down low goes the Vancouver offense. Schuss, Dutch, over to Small. Small time rinding down. That one off the rear end of Ryan Dilks. If I knew he had buns of steel, I would have asked him that during the rush hour pregame. A little barking back and forth. We'll hear what was said. Well, the cleaned up version from our boy Todd as we come back after one quarter. Rush 6, Stealth 4. This is Rush Lacrosse.
Time for this week's Box Bosses, and there's a common theme amongst these three players. They're always the players to lead their way for their respective teams. So let's get started off at number 3. I have Mark Matthews for the Saskatchewan Rush. 5 points in his first game, then he had 7 points in his second game, and then he improves with 4 goals and 7 assists for 11 points in his third game. He's one of the best players in the game right now, Mia, and he consistently shows us why. Now we're going to move along to number 2, my second box boss, Lyle Thompson. This guy is a stud on and off the floor. He came up with a 4-goal performance in week 4 against the Black Wolves. He looks better and better as the weeks go by. Here's a guy that's also always got a smile on his face, and how could he not with his team being off to a 3-0 start? Plus, I really don't see this team slowing down anytime soon, and I don't see Lyle Thompson slowing down anytime soon either. And then we move to number 1. He was a box boss last week, actually. I have Ryan Benetch of the Buffalo Bandits, 4 goals, 5 assists. Now, here's a player who has Dane Smith out of his team's lineup, and other guys have to step up and be better. And this is why I'm picking Benny. He's led the way in terms of point production for his team since the first game of the season for the Bandits. 5 points his first game, 7 points his second game, and now 9 points his third game with the team. Here's a veteran guy that just keeps getting better and better. It is time for the
Back to the voice of the Rush, John Fraser.
And alongside me inside the SaskTel Center upstairs is Casey Guerin. Downstairs is Todd Joyce between the benches. Todd, some words were exchanged at the end of that quarter. I believe you got the 4-1-1 from backup goalie Tyler Carlson.
These teams aren't really happy with each other right now. We got Beers talking to some officials. They're chirping back and forth. I'll keep it G-rated down here, which is always nice. But yeah, I got a sideline partner here with Hot Carlson. So it'll be an interesting quarter. We'll see what we get from here.
As we can hear the last download. Thanks a lot, Todd. Casey, after one quarter, what did the Rush do really well and what maybe needs to be tightened up?
Well, what needs to be tightened up is the transition. They're getting caught, they're crossing half, and then they're getting jumped. And they're looking for the offense to get on the floor. They need to use their feet, push it deeper. That way you've got the defense with their backs turned, then you got your offensive guys with space to get on the floor, to open it up.
We should also give a special shout out too, listening all the way in Ireland is a former member of the Saskatchewan squad, a guy that played for you, a friend of mine, that being old Fetchy, Tanner Fetchy, now plays on the Irish national lacrosse team.
Yeah, and a big shout out to them watching tonight, and have a couple Guinness for us, guys.
Or deliver them somehow. We have another guy in the booth. Maybe we'll get him to do that. I don't know if he's old enough, though. And we're back to work. Here it is, the second quarter. Our second quarter is brought to you by our friends at Motion Fitness. And the Rush are going to start off with the ball in their own territory. Bounces down to Aaron Bold. Bold's going to get it up to Nick Billich. Billich up over half, dumps to Ryan Keenan, and back to work go the Rush on their power play. 40 seconds left on the VN Metals power play. 2 for 2 on the night. Third chance of the evening. Jones, Matthews up top. Jones on the near side, and the two teams have switched in. Robert Church to Mark Matthews. Matthews goes down low for Ben McIntosh. McIntosh back up top. Matthews running out of time. McIntosh. Jones shot and a goal! Quick stick goes betwixt the legs, and it's 7-4. The Rush 3 for 3 on the power play, Casey.
Really good ball movement on the power play, and with that ball movement, you've got the rotation of the short man, and they find Jones at the shooter position. He makes no mistake. He knew exactly what he wanted to do.
2 more goals away from a milestone for Mr. Adam Jones, acquired for Zach Greer in an off-season trade that so far is working for both the Colorado Mammoth and the Saskatchewan Rush. So the Rush with a 7-4 lead, third power play goal of the night. First one by somebody not named Robert Church. Face-off won by Vancouver, but nearly picked up there by the Rush players. Couldn't quite do so, and here comes Ryan Wagner on the counter-attack. Wagner goes to Schuss, who gets it to Reese Dutch. Looking at that far side, Corey Small. Behind the back pass, driving towards the goal. We are going to have a penalty call as caught on defense. Matt McGrady had to absolutely mug Joel McCready. And McGrady's going to go to the sin bin. I believe that's what we call a good penalty to take, Casey.
I was just going to say that if there's such thing as a good penalty, that's one right there, because McCready had a clear lane to the net, and he doesn't miss very often when he gets at the top of the crease.
Wrestling fans will get this reference. It looked like he RKO'd him. He came from behind, wrapped him around the head, and brought him down in the arm. Non-wrestling fans, that's what that is. It's basically a headlock. You take him to the ground. So it's Vancouver to their second power play of the night. 0 for 1 on the evening. Penalty kill is Speedy Collision. Reese Dutch. Up top is Corey Small. 4 points already tonight. To Schuss. Spin move past Rubish, but bounces back outside. Low shot turned aside. Aaron Bold. It bounced towards the goal line, but Bold recovers. First 22 seconds of the power play are gone, and Chris Corbeil bounces it to the near side. Mark Matthews comes out shorthanded. Back up top is Curtis Knight. Knight to Jones. Jones back far side to Knight. $1:25 left in the penalty as Jeremy Thompson rotates it in. Somebody's lost a stick. I believe it's Ryan Wagner, so Knight drives towards the goal. Picking that one up is Justin Goodwin. New Westminster product. Heads up play. Shot there from Curtis Knight. Looks like it might have gone in.
That got through him and hit the post.
Whew. Sharp angle shot. Fools Tyler Richards, but can't beat the post.
And that's not the first time this year we've seen a sneaky shot from an off angle from Curtis Knight.
He'll shoot it from anywhere, and he scored one just like that. Reese Dutch comes in. Dutch is going to wind fire on the near side. Turned aside. Aaron Bold using his glove and his pants to stop that one. One of his sharper saves so far of the night. He hasn't been particularly busy. Just 12 shots for Vancouver so far. 21 for the hometown heroes. Marty Dinsdale. Adam Jones. Jones shot a nice save there by Tyler Richards. He had to get out, and then Richards comes out to give Jones a little stick. And Vancouver scoops it up, goes back to work in Rush territory. Justin Salt, Coquitlam product, 6th year in the league, goes back up top. Corey Smalls, we mentioned he came in tied for first in league scoring, had 4 points, 2 and 2 in the opening 15 minutes. Small waits, kills some time here as Vancouver's going to run one play as the penalty's about to expire to McGrady. Dutch up top near side, shot clock goes. And Vancouver, a little bit disjointed there, out of the box. Here comes McGrady, just missed the long breakaway pass. He got it behind the Vancouver net to Dinsdale. Marty Dinsdale turned aside by Tyler Richards. Loose ball picked up by Chris O'Doherty. Thanks to everybody that corrected me on that one. I'm serious, I was getting that one wrong. Had a buddy named O'Doherty. Either way, back to work.
They still love you.
I know. I was waiting for you to throw me under the bus. But you know what? You're far too kind. I know Todd would, but that's why we have his mic shut off. Far side is Corey Small. Backs in. He gets it to Joel McCready out of St. Catharines, Ontario. Ray playing in career game number 1. He has that turned aside, and here come the Rush. It's Ryan Dilks. Big surprise. Dilks is having a monster game so far. Dilks waits for the rest of the offense and gets it to Robert Church. Robert Church, big Star Wars fan. We're going to ask him about that on tonight's After Hours presentation on 98 Cool. If you have questions for Robert Church, at FraserPXP on Twitter, or go to the Rush's Twitter, you can give them your questions and I'll ask them no matter how ridiculous. Cliff Smith picks up a loose ball in his own territory, brings it up over half and sets out outside of Rush territory. Smith signaling to the rest of the offense as he bounces this one to Reese Dutch. Dutch with 10:42 left to go in the Motion Fitness second quarter. Near side is McCready. Drives in the middle. Big shot. Hard shot. And that one gets caught up in the knee pad of Aaron Bold, but another big save as that one was humming, wasn't it, Casey?
Well, I'm a little surprised Reese Dutch didn't recognize that he had Ben McIntosh stuck on defense there and try to take him one-on-one from the top of the floor.
It's Speaking of that, McIntosh caught, 7-second violation, quick pass and a quick save. Aaron Bold had to be sharp as bearing down on him was Justin Salt. No Salt for you on that one. Nick Bilic has it, gets it over to the far side, now in Vancouver territory. Bilic scoops a loose ball, bounces back Marty Dinsdale. 10 minutes left to go in our second quarter. Rush lead Vancouver, 7-4. Rush on offense as Ryan Keenan comes on. Mark Matthews down low. Matthews makes a move towards the goal, gets it to a man, Marty Dinsdale just behind him. And Matthews and Dinsdale not really clicking so far tonight. And I believe we're going to have a couple penalty calls here while we take a break. We'll sort it out. We'll be back. This is Rush Lacrosse.
Digby on the take, scores!
Now back over to Dane Smith with a shot. Hit the goal post inside, he scores!
Afraid you might miss out on the big stories from your favorite team? Well, not to fear, the NLL newsletter is here. All you have to do is subscribe to the new NLL newsletter, and you'll get weekly updates from everything that is happening around the league. What are you waiting for? Subscribe today. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Sports Interaction, Canada's home for worldwide sports betting. Bet responsibly at sportsinteraction.com. Disclaimer, only residents of Canada may open an account with Sports Interaction. The service is not available to users outside of Canada.
Team Rush Nation has the lead, 7-4 over the Vancouver Stealth. John Fraser, Casey Guerin, and Todd Joyce with you tonight. Casey, it looks like the Rush are just on the verge of pulling away here. What does Vancouver need to do to stop that flood of momentum?
Well, first of all, they have to take care of the ball on offense and not give up transition. Once they get back on 5-on-5, I think they'll be pretty comfortable, but they can't keep giving up these odd man breaks.
Rush, it just seems like, I remember last year, they didn't really push the ball in transition a lot. That seems to be something they're doing a lot more this year, Casey.
The Rush?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I said it before, when they're able to push it, even if it doesn't create a scoring opportunity, it kind of does, because then you've got the offense coming on, and the defense, you're already into your motion offense.
So back to work goes Vancouver. A couple of penalties, coincidental minors handed out. It'll be 5-on-5 here. As SaskTel Center rises to their feet, Vancouver on offense. Reese Dutch, far side, Corey Small. The two league's leading scorers connect. Jordan Durston with a chance at a goal. They're going to wave it off. Again in the crease. That's two that have been waved off by crease violations. Man, that would have been a big one. Let's see where the red flag is. And it's getting tossed. That one was a lot quicker decision than the last one, Casey.
I think in real time, for me, that looked like a good goal. But we'll have to wait and see the replay. Really good ball movement to get Durston, and man, he's got quick hands and tight.
Only his second year in the league, as you mentioned, breakout player. So Vancouver 0-for-1 in the challenge department so far tonight. And turning over to Ty Belanger right now is Todd. He's down between the benches as we're going to try to do what we always do. We are getting a look at the replay here inside SaskTel Center. Jordan Durston down the middle. He's going to shoot. Wait to see. It looks like he fakes it once and then releases. A great fake, by the way. Ooh, that one's close, Casey.
That's going to be the left foot. Whether that's on the top of the crease there, that'll be the question.
We go live between the benches as we get our consensus. Todd, what do you think?
You know what? I'm going to go with the Stealth bench. I was just talking to those guys. It's close, but they're going to give her a goal. I'm going to go with them. I think that one's good.
So the Stealth boys think it's a goal. You were talking to goalie Ty Belanger there, and the overhead camera doesn't do much justice, so I think it is going to stand as a good goal. Todd says goal. Casey, what do you say?
Well, I haven't seen a replay that's conclusive enough to overturn it.
So we're going to say goal. We're 1-for-1 tonight as we just wait for the call down low. As there's some debate. Just waiting to see here. Just taking a look. The review's still here. We've got another angle. Ooh. Is that conclusive, Casey?
That's about as close as it comes.
We'll go down low to floor level for the call.
Here's the call.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. No goal.
Okay, so we're all wrong. We're 1 for 2 on the night.
And like I said, I didn't think there was enough to overturn that. So if it was called a goal, I think that would have stood a goal.
Oh, and we got the delay of game call coming to Vancouver, I believe. Looks like a little bit of madness down there. Todd, what do you got?
Hey, Johnny, well, they're out of their challenges, so they were just checking with the officials. They're not happy with that. 2 for that delay. I don't know what they're going to do. Coaches are not happy. Backup goalie's not happy. Those are my guys tonight, so I'll take it from them.
Todd in between the benches, in between the backup goalies, Tyler Carlson and Ty Belanger, as the music comes to life here in the Rush power play. 3 for 3 on the evening, 4th chance. Mark Matthews, Robert Church to Benny McIntosh. Back up top, Robert Church behind the back pass, a shot, and a good arm save by Ty Richards. 9 minutes left to go, Motion Fitness second quarter. Rush lead the Vancouver Stealth 7-4 after the disallowed goal. Rush's 4th power play chance, but it's Vancouver with it shorthanded right now. The always dangerous Reese Dutch just on the Rush side of half, down to our left-hand side here for the broadcast gondola at SaskTel Center. Dutch will move outside, Corbeil picks him up. Goes one-on-one. Dutch back up top. There's a shot, Corey Small. It bounces and up into the chest protector of Aaron Bold. And with 1:13 left of power play time, Robert Church crosses half for the Rush. Church slows it down. McIntosh, Church, the righties, lefties, Jones, Keenan, Matthews. Matthews has it up top. He goes down low. Keenan looking for the quick stick to McIntosh, and he got that one away. It almost looked like he stepped in the crease, so a long pass there as Vancouver goes to work shorthanded. Ryan Wagner will drive in. Wagner back up top to Schuss. Schuss outside of Rush territory. Goes one-on-one with Thompson, pulls it back inside. Messenger picks him up. Schuss, some great work to get all the way down to the corner. That's some good penalty kill work. Finally, the turnover forced, and Ryan Dilch picks it up with 34 seconds left to go in the power play. Under 8 minutes to go, second quarter.
Really solid angles there by the Rush defenders.
Benny McIntosh comes out, goes to his home, low far side in Vancouver territory. Robert Church and McIntosh playing a little catch on the far side. Matthews has it now up top. Church has a chance. Picked up there by Salt. Dives! What a goal! Robert Church, spin move over the shoulder of Richards. That might be the nicest one Church has scored this year. He's got the hat trick.
That's a special goal by a special player. I mean, I was just thinking last year, the Rush, half the time they'd go left heavy with Matthews on the top. The other half, Church would be on the top, right heavy. But man, has it ever been working with Matthews on the top and creating that space, because the Stealth defenders have to respect that big outside shot from Matthews. But you can see clearly he just wants to put the ball into the stick of Church, and so far can't go wrong with that.
4 for 4 on the power play tonight are the Rush. They now lead 8-4. And they go back to work on offense. Marty Dinsdale, he's got one tonight. Mark Matthews, he's got Keenan, but great defensive play there. Coming out of nowhere was Brendan Fowler in his first year, forcing the turnover. Now McFetridge counterattack for Vancouver. Turned aside, Aaron Bold with the left arm as the pace picks up here with 7:05 left to go in our second quarter. Matthews goes down low, Jones. Jones survives cross-check. Spin move, comes in, shot to goal!
No goal.
Too bad, because that would have been back-to-back real pretty ones. Waiting to see where the challenge flag is as the always stoic Derek Keenan takes a look at the replay. Somebody once asked Derek if he's even alive on the bench sometimes. He's taking a look. He's got it in his hand. We do get the replay here. Wait to see what decision Keenan makes.
It did look to me like Adam Jones' left foot did hit the top of the crease.
And the challenge flag, what a great behind-the-back shot there by Logan Schuss as Vancouver had the ball on offense as we were all transfixed on a little red flag. Keenan opts to bury it, will not challenge it, so 6:28 left to go after the sharp save by Bold, and it's back to work. Robert Church misses the pass, but Jones has it now. Jones comes in, tries to go 5-hole, can't do it. Ball pops out. Jones is in the crease though, so Vancouver will be awarded possession and they take over. They trail by 4, 6:14 left to go in our second quarter. Rush looking for their second win in a row at the home turf at SaskTel Center. Vancouver looking to jump back above 500 after their great start to the year. Joel McCready down low in Rush territory. Reese Dutch, he goes behind the net as there's some nice ball movement here by Vancouver trying to get back into this one. Far side is Durston. Durston to Corey Small. Small's hard shot misses the net and will go into the netting behind Aaron Bold. So the Rush with a chance to reset and cool things down. 5:46 left to go. They lead by 4, and Jeremy Thompson picks that one up on his way off for a change. Wagner picks him up. Rubish with a nice pick play to give Thompson time. And I believe we're going to have an illegal substitution. Too many men called on the Rush.
The problem there, when you're bringing the ball towards your bench for a change, it creates a lot of confusion. Generally speaking, you want to get the ball away from the bench as you make the change.
So the Rush send their in-home man to the box, that being Marty Dinsdale. So for the third time tonight, the Rush go to the penalty kill for speedy collision. They're 1 for 2 so far on the evening. Are Vancouver on the power play. 5:30 left to go, second quarter. And they go to work, trailing 8-4 to Saskatchewan. Corey Small, nice little behind-the-back dish. Gets to the far side for Logan Schuss. Schuss to Dutch. Dutch, hard shot and snipes! Reese Dutch shows why he's one of the best scorers in the NLL. Snipes from distance over the left shoulder of Aaron Bold. And it's 8-5. Vancouver, their second power play goal of the game.
Yeah, and they came in at 53% on the power play, but I've really liked what I've seen out of them so far. Good ball movement at the top of the floor, creating an open shot, and you put this ball in the stick of Reese Dutch and give him an open shooting lane, and there's a good chance he's going to bury it, and he did that time, top corner.
So the Rush are bit by the too many men penalty, and the lead is now back down to 3. Vancouver looking to keep some momentum going. McFetridge now has it for the Stealth. He'll back up. He goes back to Ray. Ray takes his time, waits for things to set up as Vancouver looks to go on a run here. 5 minutes left to go, second quarter. Down low is Schuss. Schuss trying to drive towards the goal. Picked up Soroketti. His pass across for Rain in and out of his stick. And McCready picks up the loose ball and a nice low shot. Again, looking low on Bold, but his left shin pad up to the task. Soroketti now in alone. Quick pass, Soroketti. Great save, Ty Richards, as he flew out the stick and robbed Adrian Soroketti.
Well, again, there's just times where Vancouver is just slow to get off the floor. And that's what happened that time. Soroketti took advantage of it.
Vancouver picks it up after the great save by Richards, keeps it 8-5 for the Rush. Reese Dutch having himself another great game. No surprise there, one of the best in the game. Up top for Ray. Ray's shot partially blocked by Corbeil. Will bounce almost all the way to half, but be picked up by the Stealth. Time winding down has tried to get it to Smith. Smith knocks the twig out of Billich's hands, and we're going to have a timeout after the shot clock. We're going to take a timeout. This is Rush Lacrosse.
He's got Digby on the take, scores!
Now back over to Dane Smith with a shot. Hit the goal post inside, he scores!
Afraid you might miss out on the big stories from your favorite team? Well, not to fear, the NLL newsletter is here. All you have to do is subscribe to the new NLL newsletter, and you'll get weekly updates from everything that is happening around the league. What are you waiting for? Subscribe today.
Rush lead the Vancouver Stealth 8-5. John Fraser, Casey Guerin up top. Down low is Todd Joyce.
Hey guys, just watching a little bit of their transition in the middle when they're getting these guys. Jimmy Quinlan just told the guys straight out, get organized on defense. That's what you guys need to do. Offense in Vancouver, they're getting a play ready here. They were drawing it out. We'll see what happens with this.
Thanks a lot, Todd. Our man between the benches is Todd Joyce today. And it's back to work go the Rush offense with a 6-man out trying for the old sneaky pull. Couldn't pull it off, so Bold goes back to the net. Down low on the far side is Robert Church. He has 3. Mark Matthews back to Church. Church makes a move, tries to go. Oh, backhand pass to Ryan Keenan. Just missed him. Keenan was open. Matthews swim move. Back up top looking for Jones, and just losing track of that for a minute was Jones. So we're going to have an over and back and a shot clock called on the Rush, who lead Vancouver 8-5. So the Stealth take over down low.
And you know, what I've noticed from Matthews tonight, so many times when he gets that step on his defender, he goes straight to the net. He's really been looking to dish it off tonight, more so.
Logan Schuss has it now back to Reese Dutch for the Vancouver Stealth, working in Rush territory. Back up top is Schuss, a seeing eye shot again over the left shoulder of Aaron Bold. Snipe shot, 8-6. The Stealth were down 4, now only down 2.
Well, and another uncontested shot from the top of the floor. And this Vancouver offense has some talented players on it. And if you don't get a stick on a glove from out there, there's a good chance that they'll put it in the spot.
Yeah, there's a lot of dangerous players. As apparently, according to the in-house PA, that was Rise Dooch. It's Reese Dutch. We'll send him a note. 3:23 left to go. 8-6 the Rush lead after Reese Dutch's goal beats Aaron Bold. 3:15 left to go. Rush going to work on offense here. Over on the far side is Curtis Knight. Goes back down low. Adam Jones. Jones gets a good pick there from Keenan, who now has the ball. A shot blocked, and Keenan is turned aside. Over in the far side, it's picked up Curtis Knight. Knight with some space. Knight comes in. Another good save there by Tyler Richards, who by my count has been a whole heck of a lot sharper since he was pulled for a couple moments after a shaky opening quarter.
I would agree with that.
Corey Small goes far side. Mike Messenger matches up with him. They call him the man-child Messenger. Small bounces back outside for Joel McCready. McCready's going to drive in. McCready's shot goes just wide, and it's picked up there by Logan Schuss. Under 10 to go here on the clock. Schuss takes a low shot, and it's turned aside with the stick of Bolt. And Bolt, nifty little behind-the-back pass, though. McGrady didn't see it coming. Matt McGrady making a rare appearance here as an injury to Johnny LaFontaine was suffered in shoot-around. Back up top is Robert Church, picks it up outside Vancouver territory. Just over 2 minutes left to go before we give you some halftime entertainment. Robert Church, he's going to step in. Church, Jones, slow shot to goal! Adam Jones skips it over the right leg of Tyler Richards. Rush lead 9-6.
Well, we talked about the goal scorers being able to recognize the screen, know where the net is. You don't have to see the net to know where it is. He gets that sidearm around his check and through the legs of Richards.
Jones 1 goal away from a milestone as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully I'm not talking about squishy parts when that happens. It happened with Robert Church, as I was telling, just don't hit the squishy parts is how you don't get a penalty.
I heard it.
Oh, I know you did, because my phone blew up. You texted me immediately. What was that? Face-off won by Jeremy Thompson. Rush now with a 9-6 lead. Back to Jones. Jones is 1 goal away. 300, Casey?
200.
1 away from, I gave him an extra 100 goals. He's that good.
Yeah, that's no big deal.
1 goal away from 200 as he has it. Pressured Fowler, gets it up top, Matthews. Far side, Knight with speed. Knight comes in and shoots and scores! Curtis Knight, the triple deep, like it's the Mighty Ducks. And it's 10-6 for the Rush.
You know, I've actually really liked what I've seen out of Curtis Knight over the last couple games. You know, when he got back from injury last year, looked tentative at times. There's no doubt in his game right now. He sees an opportunity, goes to the net, throws a couple fakes, and puts it by.
It was the triple deke that worked. Puts it up and over the shoulder of Tyler Richards. 10-6 the Rush. Their lead back to 4 with 2 quick goals within 30 seconds. And another face-off win by Jeremy Thompson. Wins it to himself over Fowler. Gets it Soroketti. Soroketti drives towards the goal. Soroketti's going to come in. He fakes a couple of times. John Lintz pushes him outside around the Vancouver goal. Goes back up top, Matthews. Robert Church already has a hat trick tonight. Hot stick over to the far side. Kay matches up with Durston, who's caught on defense. McIntosh the pick on Durston. Church sets up top. Big shot there by McIntosh, goes high over the net. Rebound picked up by Keenan. Gets it to McIntosh, shoots and scores. What a play! It's waved off, but what a play by Ryan Keenan. He even find McIntosh. Transition now. Durston down the floor into rush territory. Durston. Oh, he is driven into the boards by Mike Messenger. He's pushed from behind. Ball comes flying out and into the stands.
I guess that's where they get man-child from.
He just drove him like, wow. Mark Matthews, high, hard shot as he came off the bench and immediately fired. Tripping up is Mitski. It's going to be a breakaway. Chris O'Doherty. O'Doherty comes in, shoots it, scores! Broken play after the Matthews shot. Mitski got tripped up, and Chris O'Doherty comes in, scores his first of the year.
Well, I don't think Vancouver was expecting that big, heavy shot from the outside by Matthews. Unfortunately for the Rush, neither did they. And a little bit of a trip up there by Mitski, and just gives a perfect opportunity there to O'Doherty.
You
makes no mistake.
I know. I got it wrong in the first quarter. I'm getting it right now.
I didn't say anything, John.
39 seconds left before half. Rush lead Vancouver 10-7, and Vancouver awarded possession after the faceoff win. Small. He gets it over on the far side. Nick Bilic knocks it out of his stick, and here comes Thompson. He's got Soroketti with him. Corbeil joins into the fun. Soroketti comes in, shoots, and scores! Adrian Soroketti comes in, second of the year. Couple of moves for the guy I went on a test drive with.
Well, if you're Jamie Batley and the coaching staff of the Vancouver Stealth, that's just extremely frustrating because it's another unforced error, giving the ball away at the top of the floor. I mean, it's just a giveaway 2-on-1.
Soroketti makes it 11-7 for the Rush in their highest scoring first half of the entire season. People are loving it at SaskTel Center, 15,000 strong. Thompson wins it, and I believe we're going to have, waiting to see here, do we have a timeout called? A little bit of confusion here. Thompson won the faceoff and tried to call timeout.
I think the conversation is that the ball may have been stuck in his stick.
So that's the conversation. The ball's stuck in his stick. Vancouver gets it. If he got the timeout away, and they are going to say that he called timeout, so that means that when the Rush come out of this timeout, they're going to have a chance with the goalie empty.
Yeah, they'll look to set up a 6-on-5, wind the clock down, and take the last shot.
Casey, as a coach, what are you looking for 6-on-5?
Well, I mean, you've got something drawn up. The thing about drawing up a play is that you can draw it up, but sometimes it doesn't work. You just have to take what's open. But, you know, they'll have something drawn up for the last shot. And, I mean, if it's me, if it's lefties, you know, to me, you put it in the hot stick. To me, I'm trying to get Robert Church open at the top, or cutting through the middle for the last shot.
Wait to see what the call is. The Rush lead the Stealth 11-7. We're only less than 30 seconds away from half. Net empty for the Rush. They haven't had a 5-goal lead yet tonight. They're going to try to get it here. Matthews will take it just inside of half. Church, Knight, McIntosh are the righties. Lefties joining Matthews are Keenan and Jones. Essentially a power play look here for Saskatchewan. Clock down below 20 seconds. Matthews just holding and waiting on the other side of half. Matthews will wait to run one play. Under 10 seconds to go. Here we go. Matthews steps into Vancouver territory. Church back to Matthews. Matthews winds, fires. That's blocked. Picks up his own rebound. Shoots again. Wow. Matthews with a couple chances. Shakes his head, though, as he can't beat Tyler Richards. And we're going to go to halftime. The Rush lead Vancouver 11-7. This is Rush Lacrosse.
My name is Brian Lemon. I'm Vice President of Lacrosse Operations in the National Lacrosse League. I handle all competitive aspects of the game, and certainly excited to be here with Crossover. I think it's the speed of getting game tape from our games to our teams, to our coaches, to our fans. That's going to be a dramatic improvement for the 2016 season with Crossover. You know, sure, as in any sport, just like the National Lacrosse League, our coaches and our teams are extremely competitive. You know, we have a lot of parity in our league, and the scouting aspect of scouting teams ahead of time and looking at their own team, breaking down the game tape, analyzing it. Again, the platform that Crossover provides us with doing that for us and our scouting teams and our member clubs is tremendous. So it will be very exciting for those guys on coaching staffs in our league to be able to have that immediate feedback. What I expect to see with this partnership from a coaching standpoint is that our teams will be extremely happy with getting game video and being able to break that down by watching it, you know, already broken down by Crossover, and being able to analyze it a lot quicker. I think that's primary given my position as operations. Secondly, I see that a lot of fans will be able to access our website and see the Crossover video clips of games played, you know, Saturday night. They'll be up to be able to see that later on that evening, the next day, and it'll be immediate, exciting game tape for them to watch. Well, it's going to be a tremendous improvement from internally with our game officials. You know, we've been able to cut game tapes in clips of specific game situations, the mechanics of how officials run the floor, their penalty calls, missed calls, those things, and that's taken time. It's taken, you know, 3-4 days before we can get those cut. Now with Crossover, we expect that is going to decrease tremendously. We'll have those video clips, and each official will be able to log on to their own account, and it'll be telestrated by myself and other members in the league office to see that immediate feedback and watch the game in specific clips on referee development. We did have a couple teams prior to our partnership for 2016 use Crossover. I believe Rochester and Nighthawks have been the longest running team using Crossover before we did a league-wide partnership deal, and they won 3 championships in a row. So certainly could be attributed and helped, I think, their success there. So certainly a lot of teams are excited to get all on board and do this as a league venture.
Pro lacrosse teams are now fielded in Philadelphia, Boston, New York, Maryland, Montreal, and Quebec.
Yesterday there was friendly competition and not so friendly competition. We knew our true colors weren't just worn on our backs, they were painted on our faces and hoisted as high in the air as we could possibly carry them. Whatever it took to claim our turf. Yesterday we left it all out there. Blood, sweat, tears, you name it, we left it. We kept ourselves focused and we kept each other in check, and the only thing we took were epic shots. Yesterday we saw more twists and turns in 8 seconds than most people saw in an entire season. We lost the ball, lost our minds, we lost count countless times in every game. If you could see the ball, that was a slow day. Yesterday, physics didn't apply to us. Gravity wasn't welcome in our box. Armed with just a stick and a ball, we took flight. Yesterday, we were the best we could be. Today is our day.
Welcome, lacrosse fans. Tyson Geik of NLL Productions here with you right now, and I'm joined by Shay Hewen, CEO and founder of the U-Hawk Camera. We have some exciting news for you today. The NLL has officially partnered with the U-Hawk Camera, the new official action camera of the National Lacrosse League. Shay, an exciting moment, for both parties here.
Yeah, it's an incredible day. It's a big step and a big moment in the history of sports, and for the National Lacrosse League to be the first league to step up and bring actual player point of view, video footage to fans at home in the actual real raw competition in the season. It's a monumental day, and we're very excited to be the official camera provider to be a part of that.
It's a very pivotal moment for the sport. How is it going to affect the sport at the grassroots level and really help grow the game?
Well, that's a big part of it, and a lot of what went into the decision making and making this happen is we have a lot of partners now who are kind of coming around and going to help, distribute the content and grow the game together. And a lot of these kids, they live on social media these days, so to be able to provide them a new angle, even after the game, to see these highlights is going to be extremely engaging. And the National Lacrosse League is a big part of growing the game, and we're happy to assist in that.
A very sleek and compact design for these cameras. I think players are going to really enjoy wearing them. What went into the design here?
Well, we knew we wanted to be here someday. And in order to do that, we had to think of a camera that was going to be, sleek and slick enough that the player would forget he's even wearing it. So we wanted to design something, that would do just that and kind of embody the essence of an athlete. And, the great benefit is that these players now actually get to see the game again from their own eyes, and to be able to do that game over game throughout the course of a season is really going to help them perform, and they're excited about it as well.
Well, lacrosse is such a tough sport, and hitting is involved here. So how much of a beating can these cameras take?
Well, I think we're going to put them to the test today. So, they're very strong, they're very durable, and they sit in just the right spot. So we're going to find out.
Shay, we got the chance to catch up with some of the players to see what they thought of the new U-Hawk camera.
Hey, I'm Jesse Gamble with the Toronto Rock in the NLL, and this is what you're going to see. These will help a lot, even studying our own games, especially for goalies and seeing shots, and for my own game, just kind of going through where I was looking, maybe where I should have been looking and I wasn't. So I think they'll help improve my game.
I think it'll help on the defensive side of things, catching guys' tendencies, which way they want to go, which way they usually go, and everything like that. I think the camera will definitely help with that.
Stay with it, stay with it. Oh, nice lock.
Hello everyone, Mia Gordon here from NLL Productions, and we have some exciting breaking news for you today. The NLL has announced a partnership for this upcoming season with Epic Lacrosse. We are joined now with NLL Commissioner Nick Sakevich, as well as owner and founder of Epic Lacrosse, James Maselli. So let's get right into it. Nick, I want to send this to you. Can you talk to us a little bit more about this partnership?
Yeah, so we've been really focused on a lot of the endemic category sponsors, and we're proud to announce that Epic's joining us with many of our previously announced companies like Under Armour and String King. We're really excited to bring Epic on board. They're a best-in-class producer of incredibly good lacrosse equipment, great lacrosse equipment that our players will have access to. Love the company's core values and commitment to lacrosse, and it's really exciting to bring world-class companies like this to the league.
James, what are you looking forward to most joining the NLL in 2017?
Yeah, Mia, thanks for having me today. At Lacrosse, we're very excited. This is our first partnership with a pro league, and we're excited that the best lacrosse players in the world will be using our gear next season, from sticks and heads and mesh to shafts, gloves, arm guards, shoulder pads. They're using the whole lineup that we have.
James, I know you guys have a set of engineers at Epic Lacrosse to create the best possible equipment. So can you take us through that process?
Sure, absolutely. I think it all begins with a passion and love for the game. And all of our engineers, who range from composite engineers to material engineers to mechanical engineers, have all played lacrosse. So they have a understanding of the game unlike any other. We don't have to try to explain what we're looking for. They understand the feel. They understand the performance attributes that players want. So with that, the rest of the company, every single person in our company has actually played lacrosse as well, including our accounting department, marketing department. So we all get in a room and we brainstorm. We like to think of ourselves as problem solvers, and we understand what is wrong with the game or what do we want to fix things from an equipment standpoint, and we brainstorm and we figure it out, and The process is probably the most fun part of my job. I would think that they agree as well. And we just continue looking for new materials, new process, manufacturing techniques that can build better products for us.
What do you believe will be the biggest difference for these players while using this new equipment?
Sure. I think it's going to come down to feel. Feel is one of those words that it's hard to attach other descriptors around it. We just can say, hey, it feels better. And some of the feedback that we've gotten from the players initially is, wow, I can't believe how nice these gloves feel. We can put a bunch of marketing and technical aspects behind that, but the feel of the product is really what separates it. We're using better materials, better manufacturing process to improve that feel and the connection point between the player and his equipment. And I think the moment that players actually put the gloves on or use one of our sticks, they immediately feel the difference between everything that they've ever used in their career. And we're seeing that every day when we're sending product out to our potential players this season.
Nick, I know that you said you believe partnering with Epic Lacrosse will take the game to the next level. Can you elaborate on this?
Well, the sport of lacrosse is growing so dynamically on both sides of the border, both in Canada and the U.S. And Epic understands that, and all of our partners understand that. And I think the timing for the sport and where we're going to see the sport grow in the next 5 to 10 years is going to be exponential. And having partners like Epic on board and in our family of marketing partners is going to help us grow the sport even further, be it at the grassroots level, like kids playing in high school. We see a huge increase in women playing the game. And at the professional level, the fact that we have a partner like Epic and others that we've announced in the last several weeks is really critical for a league like ours to grow.
Well, a very exciting announcement today, gentlemen. Thank you both so much for joining me. Cannot wait to see what this partnership will bring in 2017. For NLL Productions, I'm Mia Gordon.
Pull the trigger, and into the top corner it goes. Coach dragging a second one. There's spin, score.
Welcome back inside the SaskTel Center. John Fraser, Casey Guerin in the gondola. Downstairs is Todd Joyce, our man in betwixt the benches. 11-7, the Rush lead the Vancouver Stealth. Thank you so much to Hudson, doing a great job again, live from downtown Saskatoon. And of course, our good friend, a man who's also shared this broadcast booth with me, that being one Mr. Teddy Jenner. 11-7, the lead. We could also have a couple big milestones tonight, couldn't we, Casey?
Well, absolutely. Mark Matthews is 1 point away for 400 for his career. It's tough to overstate how important he's been for this team. And Adam Jones is 1 goal away for 200 on the career, and just a natural goal scorer. So a couple of milestones we could be seeing here tonight.
So who keeps the ball if it's if it's Jones for Matthews?
That's a good question, John.
Opening face-off won by the Vancouver Stealth, but Jeremy Thompson follows Fowler down, knocks it out, and it's all the way down in Stealth territory. They don't have much time to pick it up, but they will now. McFetridge in transition, runs it all the way into Rush territory. Goes back to Joel McCready as the rest of the Stealth offense joins in on the phone. We got a penalty coming up here, I believe, to Jeremy Thompson.
Yeah, it looks like a slash on Thompson.
So he doesn't hit a squishy part, he hits the stick, also not really allowed. Schuss now, extra man on as Richards is back on the Vancouver bench. There's a big shot there by Reese. Dutch turned aside, Aaron Bold, as Aaron Bold will make his 28th save, 17th save of the night. I got the numbers backwards so far. At the other end, Ty Richards has made 23 stops on 34 shots. The Vancouver Stealth now moving from our broadcast left to our right, wearing their right road uniforms with some red trim and red buckets. As well, moving from our right to left are the Saskatchewan Rush.
And not to start the Rush wanted to the second half, as Vancouver's power plays look really good tonight.
They are 2 for 3 on the man advantage, and back to work here is Corey Small. Small goes back to Dutch, and that one's off the shoulder of Aaron Bold. A hard shot deflects off the end boards, and it's picked up once again by Vancouver. Small to Schuss. They work it around on the outside. Small's the man up top. He goes back to Reese Dutch. Dutch to Schuss. Logan Schuss shot and turn aside shoulder of Aaron Bold, but he picks up his own loose ball, and he's going to drive towards the goal. Thinks better of it as Brett Mitski was standing there. Jordan Durston comes off the bench. He's going to pick up that ball off the end boards and drive towards the goal. Durston fakes, and he's taken down by Brett Mitski. Ball pops out, but it's picked up by Reese Dutch. Logan Schuss now has it. Oh, a weird deflection. Rubish knocks down his man, and he's going to take a penalty here. Or pardon me, it's going to be Vancouver. Corbeil comes in and hits the post. Penalty coming to Vancouver, as I thought it was coming to Rubish, as he had given Goodwin a little bit of business with the stick to the face area. But instead, the arm goes up, and Corbeil hits the post, nearly made it 12-7. As we're waiting here.
It might have been checking in the crease. Unsportsmanlike.
So Joel McCready, so that'll bring the Vancouver power play to an end. They will now officially be 2 for 4. So we're going to have 1 minute, 1 second of 4-on-4. Rush with the ball, and then Vancouver will be shorthanded after that. Third quarter brought to you by our friends at O'Brien Sales and Leasing. 13:24 left to go in the aforementioned quarter.
And that's a tough penalty to take if you're the Stealth. The power play's been good, and you just give away that opportunity.
McIntosh's pass for Matthews bounces a little bit. Matthews able to pick up the loose ball. He's in a battle right now with Beers. Beers takes him down to the ground. And here comes Vancouver in transition. They're going to be led there by Ian Hawksby. Hawksby's coming in. He fakes a shot and then does elect to shoot, and it goes wide. So we got a whistle here. I believe we're getting another penalty.
You know what I think this is? Matthews, it looked like the Vancouver defender lost his stick, and I think Matthews was bringing it over to their bench, gave it a toss to the bench, and he's getting called for that.
Wow. So they're going to call it holding the stick, or you could call it 2 minutes for being a good guy. It's the best way to describe it, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the rule, I guess, but certainly there was no intent there.
That's not the application. Shush picks it up. They work it around the upstairs on the now a 4-on-3 power play here for Vancouver. Shush has that one broken up. It's Ryan Dilks picks it up. Dilks. He's going to airmail it. Corbeil's open. Corbeil's got it. Driving towards the goal. Spins off Reese Dutch. And Corbeil will retreat. So Vancouver back to the power play. Their 5th of the game with 12:34 left. Third quarter. A little bit of penalty trouble now as Corbeil's just going to go for a run. McFetridge can't knock it out of his stick. Neither can Ty Richards. Backs it up, gets an ovation. The fans in Saskatoon are loving it. Corbeil, Thompson's out of the box, so it's back to 4-on-4 for another 52 seconds. Long shot, stopped by Ty Richards.
And you know what? That's why Chris Corbeil is a fan favorite. He breaks up the pass in his own end, then goes for a run, chews up the 30 as they're short. Just a great shift by Chris Corbeil.
So 39 seconds left of 4-on-4, 11-7 the Rush lead. They have led by no more than 4 the whole night. Far side is Reese Dutch. Dutch, he's going to pick it back up. He goes one-on-one with Brett Minsky. Dutch, far side, Logan Schuss. Schuss drives in, turned aside, Ryan Dilks, and Dilks scoops it up. Dilks, he's going to go for a run, right by the benches. Cornwall streaking towards the goal. Dilks has Reese Dutch and Ray both on defense, so a couple of forwards caught back there. Ryan Keenan's going to pause and set things up here for Saskatchewan. Curtis Knight comes in. Knight down to Marty Dinsdale. 2-1. Rush now shorthanded for 25 seconds. Keenan driving towards the goal. Keenan spins off a Lintz. Keenan comes in, shot, and that one goes high and wide past Ty Richards. That's picked up by Beers, and Beers is going to go for a run. He goes up far side to Joel McCready. McCready now pauses outside of Rush territory, waits for the offense to come on. 6-5 left on the penalty to Matthews. Watch for him out of the box here, Casey. Small, Dutch up top. Corey Small, Reese Dutch, Matthews back on. He's stuck on defense. Shot bouncing save by Aaron Bold. Soroketti scoops it. Soroketti's looking to airmail it to Matthews. Here comes McIntosh and Matthews. It's a 2-on-1. McIntosh, Matthews, and he tried to quick stick it and couldn't, as Tyler Richards gave Matthews a good little hack there. And turning it around is McCready up to O'Doherty. Chris O'Doherty picks it up, spins into Ray. McCready, he goes back down low. Up top is Logan Schuss. Over to the far side, that's where he connects with James Ray. Ray working on Matt McCarty, slam dunk! And Aaron Bold makes the save, left arm. A good slam dunk attempt there by Joel McCready out of St. Catharines.
It was a good idea, and anytime Joel McCready gets the opportunity to go airborne, he loves it. Aaron Bold does a nice job to squeeze the post.
Dilks in transition, shot turned aside by Tyler Richards, who ups to airmail it. Richards, he goes all the way up and connects there with Justin Salt. The salty one goes by Reese Dutch, gets it over to James Ray. Ray goes back far side, Reese Dutch. Jordan Durston coming on, joining the fun. And here comes Corey Small. Small far side, Reese Dutch. 9:46 left to go in the O'Brien Sales and Leasing third quarter. Pass to nobody, scooped up by Durston. Durston near side, he's going 1-on-2 and won't win that one against Rubish and Billich.
See, another pass attempt that goes to nobody, and the worst part is it's at the top of the floor. So if you give it up there, you're giving up a good opportunity the other way. That's the problem that Vancouver's having.
Cornwall that time, broken pass for Knight. Here comes the stealth in transition. McFetridge shoots and scores! Peter McFetridge puts it down between the legs.
He puts
it betwixt the pantaloons, Casey, for those of you scoring at home.
And take a drink.
It's 11-8. The Rush still lead.
But you know, it's another transition shot from the top of the floor. It just seems like there's more of those going in against Aaron Bold this year, at least, especially in the Toronto game, I'd say. We saw it in Georgia as well.
9:18 left to go when our third quarter, brought to you by O'Brien Sales and Leasing, is locking horns are Fowler and Thompson. And they're really going at this one. Ball will be won by Fowler, picked up by Beers, but that's going to roll into the stands here at SaskTel Center, and we'll take a timeout. 11-8 the Rush lead. This is Rush Lacrosse.
got Digby on the take, scores!
Now back over to Dane Smith with a shot. Hit the goal post inside, he scores!
Afraid you might miss out on the big stories from your favorite team? Well, not to fear, the NLL newsletter is here. All you have to do is subscribe to the new NLL newsletter, and you'll get weekly updates from everything that is happening around the league. What are you waiting for? Subscribe today. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Sports Interaction, Canada's home for worldwide sports betting. Bet responsibly at sportsinteraction.com. Disclaimer, only residents of Canada may open an account with Sports Interaction. The service is not available to users outside of Canada.
Back inside the Saskatchewan Center, Rush lead the Vancouver Stealth 11-8. Down between the benches is Todd Joyce. Todd.
In between the break there, offensive coach Jeff McComb, he was drawing out a play here. We'll see how this one's going to work. What he wants to do is he wants to get a lot of picks set up on this close side here, so be prepared for that.
And that's never a bad idea.
Never, ever. Thanks a lot, Todd. Between the benches, Curtis Knight sets it up. Bold had come to the bench for an extra attacker, but changed. Church over to Jones. Jones fakes, drives. He's going to get pushed back outside. He goes up top for Robert Church. Church driving. Back towards Mark Matthews. 6 left on the clock. Jones backs up, turns, shoots, and turned aside. Tyler Richards, as Jones was knocked to his rear end. And back come the Vancouver Stealth, led by Justin Salt. Salt over to Reese Dutch. Dutch sets up over on the far side. Back up top, McCready, 11-8. The Rush still can't get up by 5. They've been up by 4 multiple times in this game. Corey Small's got a couple. Goes down low, shuts his shot, almost surprised Bold, but he turns it aside. Good stop with the stick. Here comes Cornwall in transition. Cornwall's got a pair tonight. Jeff Cornwall looked to Marty Dinsdale for a moment, decides to sit, and he's going to come in. Cornwall now with some time. Cornwall, Goodwin picked him up, and he's going to just dish it to Curtis Knight down low, and the Rush offense trying to get to work, but Knight instantly pressured. Great defensive play there by Jared Toll. Long pass now up for the aforementioned Mr. Toll, broken up as he's going to hit Corbeil before the ball, and going to work far side to the right of Aaron Bold. Ends up in Bold's net, and Nick Billich is going to get it up to Soroketti. Soroketti picks up the bounce, shoulders past his man McFetridge, gives himself some space. Soroketti bounces it back inside. Matt Beers looking for Knight. Knight had it for a minute. He gets demolished. Curtis Knight is lit up by Chris O'Doherty. And just a good clean hit there, Casey.
Well, and it's a good thing he saw it coming too, or else he would have really felt that one.
And here we go. It's going to be Ray with it. Ray up top, that being James Ray, goes to Logan Schuss. Schuss pressured by Mike Messenger. 7:03 left to go in the O'Brien's Sales and Leasing third quarter. Rush lead 11-8. It's Vancouver with the ball now. Pass over across for Ray. Broken up there. Down low is McGrady. Billich helps him out, and it's a shot clock violation on the Vancouver Stealth, so Saskatchewan will get a chance to take over. 6:48 left to go, and Nick Billich picks it up. Billich, he's going to go one-on-one with Fowler and take it into Stealth territory. Billich goes down low. Matthews across, look for the quick stick for Knight, couldn't pull the trigger. Knight, he's going to back up, pressured by Salt, one-handed catch by Matthews. Matthews, he's going to move back down low, looking for Knight. Comes in, shot to goal! Curtis Knight puts it behind Richards. It's 12-8 for the Rush.
And it's career point 400 for Mark Matthews on a beautiful assist. I mean, we watched the replay here. How he gets it out there behind the back to Curtis Knight on the doorstep. Couldn't have made it a better assist for number 600. And, you know, if you talk about Rush all-time leaders, Mark Matthews is at the top of a lot of categories. Second in goals, first in assists, first in points for 371 coming into tonight. And then if you look at playoffs, first in goals, first in assists, and first in points. This is Rush all time between Edmonton and Saskatchewan now, and you just can't understate how important that man has been for this franchise.
He's been pretty good. Matthews with the assist, as we said, big congrats on career point number 4. Casey, can we get a Weiserhood clap for career point number 400?
And he does it on his birthday, too.
What a great birthday gift. He gets to keep that ball. Back to work on the Rush on offense, looking to stretch the lead to 5. Jones backs up, and that one just goes wide past Richards. McFetridge, he's going to battle. Nice scoop there by Ryan Keenan. McFetridge, though, able to get that ball back. 5:43 left to go. Here comes Reese Dutch. Dutch coming up. He's going to wind. Nearly gets past Nick Bilic, and Nick Bilic forces it out of his stick. Bilic on Dutch. Forces him down low. Trying to push him into the end boards. Finally, he's taken down and into the crease. Nick Bilic, some good work there. And here comes Saskatchewan back to work. 5:20 left, third quarter. Messenger bounced past Matthews. Matthews looked to quickly get into Church, instead back to Messenger. Messenger using his big frame to get into Church. Church comes in and a great right arm save by Tyler Richards. Somebody's lost a stick, and in comes Chad Cliff Smith, who was recently reacquired and out of retirement for Vancouver. He's taken down from behind by Matthews.
And another shift by Matthews. Really good hustle on the back check there to break that up.
Cornwall with a tip, shoots and scores! Hat trick, Jeff Cornwall. Have you ever said that before? Jeff Cornwall with a hattie.
And again, that all started with the back check of Matthews. You know, you talk about on the stat sheet and how accomplished he is, but you know, it's little things like that that Coach Keenan will be extra proud of at the end of the day.
Matthews could have a 10-point night. All apples. He hasn't put one behind Richards, but he's been the distributor of all things awesome.
And I said that earlier. I think it was the second quarter. Just looked like he was going for the dish more tonight than a big shot.
13-8, the Rush lead. We're going to take a break. This is the National Lacrosse League.
Let's go, boys. Wolves on 3. 1, 2, 3. Go! All day, baby. That's all day. That's all day. Great, Bill. Good touch. Yep, you're low.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Sports Interaction, Canada's home for worldwide sports betting. Bet responsibly at sportsinteraction.com. Disclaimer, only residents of Canada may open an account with Sports Interaction. The service is not available to users outside of Canada.
Center Rush lead the Vancouver Stealth 13-8, and our man between the benches is Todd. Todd, you notice a little shrapnel flying your way after that last series.
Oh, this one's coming hard, coming fast. Body parts and everything's flying around. Church's helmet's got a little bit busted up. I just talked to Mark Matthews, asked him how it feels to get his career 400. He said, you know what, it's just like every other one. Let's keep going here.
The always stoic Mark Matthews. Thanks a lot, Todd. Our man between the benches is Todd Joyce. Here comes the aforementioned Matthews. Backs it up to Church as they go to work in Vancouver territory. 4:34 left to go, third quarter. The lead 13-8. Knight comes in, low shot, in and out of the stick of the goaltender Richards. Richards rolling it around, does get control now, and Vancouver will try to set up. They need some goals in a hurry here, as the Rush have really turned this one away. John Lintz turning that one over to Adam Jones, and that's going to be 7 seconds on Vancouver, which means back to work for the Rush offense.
And we've seen that quite a bit tonight, them having trouble getting out of their own zone.
Here comes Jones, one goal away from number 200, and he nearly had two glorious chances there, couldn't convert, and loose ball picked up by Justin Salt. Salt will come in. He's going to dish to Reese Dutch, never a bad idea. Under 4 minutes left to go in our O'Brien's third quarter as Logan Schuss picks it up. Vancouver gets it up to McCready as they try to get to work here in rush territory. McCready, he's just going to wait on the outside. He's going to blow past his man, bump it back out to Reese Dutch. Corey Small has it now on the near side after the cross-floor pass. Small, shot clock called on Vancouver in another disjointed possession, and Ryan Dilks scoops it up, and he's going to go for a run past half. Dilks, he gets it over to Mark Matthews. That pass just out of the reach of the 6'5" Matthews. That's kind of hard to miss.
I was going to say, that's hard to do.
But again, Dilks under pressure. We can't rip on Ryan Dilks too bad. He was on our pregame show. He's generally a beauty. Good old Southern Ontario boy like Casey. Jordan Durston now going to work. Here's Vancouver on the counterattack. Corey Small drives towards the middle, goes far side, backs it up to Ray. Schuss, Dutch, and there's a quick shot, and it's into the pantaloons of Aaron Bold, and he'll hold on. 2:52 left to go, third quarter. Adrian Soroketti, he scored tonight, and he's going to dish to Jeff Cornwall, who's out there on offense. Man's got a hat trick. Cornwall will now
I think Cornwall's feeling it tonight, John.
I'd say he's got a hat trick. He's looking good. Keenan now. Keenan takes the pass, comes in, and a toe save by Ty Richards. Bounces up, and Vancouver picks it up. John Lintz leads the counterattack. Lintz has numbers with him. Schuss, Dutch, and Cliff Smith now. Smith pushed outside into the far end boards by Chris Corbeil. Ball loose, down to the feet of Bilic, and scooped by Corbeil. And Corbeil's going to go for a run.
That's just a really good double team. Really good awareness by Bilic. Notice he was in trouble there and corner the stealth off offensive play.
Corbeil bounce pass back to Matthews, going to Jones as the wave starts circling the SaskTel Center with 2 minutes left to go. Jones, 1 goal short of 200. Is it here? He gets it to Matthews. Matthews backhand shot hits the crossbar. Beauty, nifty little backhand from Mark Matthews, looking for his first goal tonight. Marty Dinsdale in a battle with Toll and Hawksby. Coming into the fun was Knight. Knight gives his man a shove, that being Matt Beers, and it's Vancouver picking it up. Pace picking up here with 98 seconds left, third quarter. Down low is Logan Schuss. Schuss tries to drive towards the goal, gets it back up top for Corey Small. Small far side, Reese Dutch. Dutch Small, quick stick. Wow, that took a weird bouncing off the post. Nick Bilic couldn't hold on, but Jeremy Thompson picks it up. Thompson had Messenger with him. Messenger's behind the D. Messenger comes in, tries to dunk it, and instead turned aside by Richards, and he went hard into the end boards. 1:11 left, third quarter. Counterattack is Ryan Wagner. Wagner to Schuss. Schuss back up top for Small. Small to Logan Schuss. Schuss, far side, connects there with Joel McCready. The St. Catharines, Ontario product backs up Adrian Soroketti. Schuss, shoulder save by Aaron Bold out of Victoria, BC. Adrian Soroketti picks it up. 4th year in the NLL. He goes far side for the first overall pick. Ryan Keenan, we're under a minute to go. There's a stick on the floor. Trying to see whose it is as Curtis Knight picks it up near side. Swim move past McFetridge, short side shot, and it's turned aside Ty Richards.
I think it was Soroketti's stick as he was coming off.
Good pickup there. Casey is under 30 seconds to go. Ty Richards heads to the bench. One of our officials picks up the stick. Looks like he wanted to get in the play for a minute. Instead, it's Durston. Durston comes in, spins towards Bold. A great save with the left knee of Aaron Bold.
And every time Durston touches the ball, it's just the quickness of his hands in tight is really impressive.
Surprised that you're not seeing more of them. 3, 2, 1. Chris Corbeil will dump it down, and after 3 quarters, Rush lead the Stealth 13-8. This is Rush Lacrosse.
He's got Digby on the take, scores. Now back over to Dane Smith with a shot. Hit the goal post inside, he scores!
Afraid you might miss out on the big stories from your favorite team? Well, not to fear, the NLL newsletter is here. All you have to do is subscribe to the new NLL newsletter, and you'll get weekly updates from everything that is happening around the league. What are you waiting for? Subscribe today.
Welcome back inside the SaskTel Center. Final 15 minutes set to go in the Rush with a 5-goal lead. But don't go anywhere. This Vancouver offense is dangerous. They've looked dangerous all night, and they could easily pull back in.
I think it's important for the Rush to not take any chances. It's running down on the shot clock. Make sure you don't give up any transition. Get your defense on the floor. If you play on 5-on-5, I'm pretty sure you're not going to lose the fourth quarter by more than 5 goals. So.
Fourth quarter brought to you by our friends at OPA. It is 13-8, and it is Vancouver taking over. Got to start getting some goals here if they want to get back in it. Just 3 goals scored in that third quarter, slowest one so far. 2 went to the Rush, though. That's not going to get it going. As a pass to nobody ends up with Chris Corbeil. Chris Corbeil has Thompson with him. Corbeil, Thompson, 2-on-0. Corbeil opts to shoot, and it's turned aside by the goaltender Richards. Jones sniffing around for the loose ball. He's 1 short of career goal number 200. I feel like we're jinxing him the number of times brought it up, Casey. There's a shot there in transition by Vancouver's Justin Salt. And it goes high and off the end boards into the net. Back of the net. Not a goal there. Sorry if I freaked anybody out. Rush lead 13-8, 14-12 left to go in the OPA fourth quarter. It's Mark Matthews. He sets up just outside the Rush bench in Vancouver territory. Ryan Keenan has it near side. He goes back far side. Church has a hat trick tonight, trying to drive back in. Church up top, Keenan. Keenan, 5 left on the clock. Got to get a shot away, and it's a quick stick. That one by McIntosh, but it bounces high and wide. Vancouver's John Lintz picks it up in his own territory. Lintz will slowly take it up to half. And goes back to the near side for Joel McCready as the Vancouver offense goes to work. McCready, Ray with him, gets it to Small. And we've got unsportsmanlike conduct coming to the bench on the Stealth side. Todd is between the benches. Todd, he's currently talking to Ty Belanger. I better mute his mic just for a moment. We'll go down to Todd. Todd, what's the explanation on the unsportsmanlike call?
Oh, they're getting a little bit cheeky in between the benches, that's all. So they're just shouting out amongst it. So I asked Belanger what he just said, and he's just pointing. It's all he's going to do.
Needless to say, things heating up with the scoreline 13-8. Rush going to their 7th power play of the night. 4 for 6 so far.
Yeah, they've been on fire, and that's the last thing you need if you're Vancouver. You take a penalty from the bench, and it doesn't do anything for their chances here with 13 minutes left in the fourth.
So back to work on the man advantage. As we're just waiting, Matthews waiting for play to be dropped in. And it is so. Adam Jones to Mark Matthews as Jones, Keenan, Matthews, Church, McIntosh on the power play. Matthews, nifty little behind the back. He takes the shot, and moving one way, sticking out his arm the other was Richards, and a good save. Salt, though, bouncing ball, down low. Salt, and a great recovery save. Bold went out to play it, got back and made the stop on Justin Salt.
Well, he got caught in between. If he hadn't reacted first, when he first thought about it, he would have got the ball no problem. Just caught a little bit in between there. Got lucky, though.
Comes up with a great save. Robert Church, first 30 gone in the power play. Brought to you by BN Metals. Down low is Jones. McIntosh shoots it, scores! Ben McIntosh cuts across over the right shoulder of Richards. 14-8. The Rush continue to pull away.
I like that goal, John. There's a lot of
pretty.
skill in that one. McIntosh sees the opening, just cuts across the top of the crease and brings it right back over the short side. Really nice goal.
Richards really didn't have a chance there. So the bench minor to the Vancouver Stealth ends up biting them in the pantaloons. They do win the ensuing faceoff, and they're going to set up here. The Rush lead 6. Biggest lead for the Rush so far. McCready, he's going to come in. McCready backs up. Matthews with his 8th assist of the game. Dutch shot, rebound, another shot. And turned aside, Aaron Bold, a couple of sharp saves. So Matthews has been the distributor. He's got 8 assists so far on the night after the latest assist there. Corey Small sets up. He gets it down low for McCready. Shot turned aside with the legs of Bold. Loose ball picked up by Nick Bilic, who will go for a run. Bilic crosses half, and he's going to bounce it back to Jeff Cornwall. Cornwall with a hat trick tonight. He's got the goal of note when Matthews scored career point number 400. Cornwall to Mark Matthews. Matthews, he'll drive in. Up top for Knight. Just misses there. Knight, good job on the back check, as Ryan Wagner would have been in alone, but he got back in a hurry. He also ran into Mike Messenger. Always a good spot. Jordan Ray comes up. Ray with 11:39 left to go, fourth quarter. Fakes the dish to Schuss. Nobody buys on it. Far side. That's where they go. Reese Dutch now, near side. Dutch fakes, comes in. A couple of moves, goes between the legs of Bold as a penalty was coming to the Rush. And that's why Reese Dutch is one of the league's best scorers.
Yeah, you're right. He saw the opening. Nobody on the crease side, on the inside. So he beats his man, takes it to the net, and draws a penalty, but scores anyways on Bold. Nice play by Dutch.
So 11:27 left to go. The lead back down to 5. Vancouver's pretty well got a score nearly every possession here in the fourth, don't they, Casey?
Well, I mean, first of all, you got to shut down you can't give up anymore.
Yeah, and that's hard to do the way the Rush offense has played tonight. McIntosh just took 2 guys into the bench. McIntosh comes in, and he just missed over the far side, but Ben McIntosh just took Chris O'Doherty and another man into the bench and had a great chance. And we got a penalty coming up, and another too many men call coming to the Vancouver Stealth. And I'm going to leave Todd's microphone off because he is not going there. I can't imagine we're going to pick up any good language there. I don't know why the fans here are booing. I don't think they realize this is what's coming to Vancouver.
Well, for me, I mean, it looked like a minor interference call to me on Richards. I mean, he came right out of his net, and I think it was Bilic that was in deep.
And I think the SaskTel Center just realized, wait a minute, it's the guy in white going to the box.
Whatever it was, Jamie Batley and company are not happy campers.
Yeah, I wanted to go down to Todd, but we can't because then we'd probably be taken off the air because there'd be a few bad words. So back to work are the Rush of the power play.
Now that we see the replay, it very well could have been a slash called on Richards, on Soroketti.
Here comes Jones now with it. Rush back to work on the power play. Matthews to Church. Matthews fakes to Jones, now dishes. Jones shoots, and that beat Richards, but he couldn't quite get there for number 200. McIntosh and Church all over Hawksby, pushing him into his own crease, but wisely got the ball away. Beers now also battling with Church, and there's another hack, and they're going to call minor interference there on the hack. So back to work, the Rush on the power play. It's been a good night for their power play. By my count, I've got them at 5 goals so far on the evening. Casey, is my arithmetic wrong?
That's what I got too.
Beauty. Means we're either both wrong or both right.
3 of them by Church.
Bounce pass, Mark Matthews. He's the man up top. Robert Church now sets up far side. Back up top, Adam Jones. You can tell they want to get Jones, number 200. Matthews comes in, shot short side, and that'll miss and roll all the way in to Rush territory. It'll be an over and back on Saskatchewan. So 10:20 left, fourth quarter, 1:11 left in the man advantage. Rush a 14-9 lead. Bounce pass, short-handed Corey Small. As now with a chance to kill some time are the Vancouver Stealth. As you said, Casey, you can't be giving up much more, and you got to start scoring in a hurry. Down low, McCready. His pass broken up by Adam Jones, who's caught out there on D. And a long shot as time was about to expire. Goes off of a Rush body and back to work on the power play. 9:51 left as Adam Jones takes it over. Jones fakes a couple of passes, acting like he doesn't have it. Now sets up to pass it around. 33 seconds left, man advantage. McIntosh down low. Knight on. Church is the man up top. Church to Knight, far side. Knight drives in to the middle. Gets it to Jones. Jones back to Knight. Knight's going to hold on, make one move. There's a shot turned aside, right shoulder to Ty Richards. Rolls into the corner, far side. Rush get a reset, 15 seconds left to go. Man advantage as Robert Church is directing traffic. Matthews making a call. Running out to challenge him there was Jared Toll. And Church is going to wait for the 5-on-5, so he knows he's not going to get caught from behind. Smart play there by Robert Church. Back down low, Mark Matthews to Jones on the near side. Church comes off for a change. Jones back across the Knight. Knight is going to shoot. Time's running out. Matthews, 3 on the clock, tried to get that shot away twice, won't. And Jones wisely just rifles that one back. And we might have a too many men call on the Rush. We'll sort it out. We're into a timeout. This is Rush Lacrosse.
And we're back on an icy Saskatchewan.
It's just a shot clock.
All right, let's check out the 2 goals going head-to-head in this edition of Versus. We're going to start with a champion, Jerome Thompson of the Georgia Swarm. He's going to cut down that right-hand side, shake off his brother and defender Ryan Dilks, then shoot that behind-the-back shot to beat Tyler Carlson with it. That's our champion for the past 2 weeks. And this week, he goes up against Jordan Durston of the Vancouver Stealth, who gets the ball behind the net on the power play, fakes once, twice, and then the diving shot and scores. Pretty unbelievable. I think that we've got quite the challenger on our hands. One more look here. Unbelievable goal. So, fans, who have you got? The champion, Jerome Thompson, or the new challenger, Jordan Durston? Head to Twitter now to cast your vote.
Pull the trigger, and into the top corner it goes. Toe dragging a second one. There's spin, score.
Welcome back. 14-9. The Rush lead as Marty Dinsdale's in the box for a too many men call, but Todd's got. Things are getting heated. Todd's got some information for us down between the benches. Todd?
So between the benches here, I've been talking to both backup goaltenders who, like other sports, run the bench. They're saying that they're getting guys waiting in the change box as the guys coming in, so they're getting caught. Vancouver's been caught, I think, 3 times. Saskatchewan's, Jonesy was on his way off. The guy was already on. Jones reached back to bat that ball back into the Vancouver end, and they caught him on that. That's what his penalty was for there.
You know, and we talked about that coming into this season with the third official on the floor. The anticipation was that call was going to be made more.
That's strictly his job right now is to watch that. So both backup goalies have said that. They're watching for it now, and they're just having to hold their guys back physically. I'm watching Belanger here and Carlson physically hold their guys back so that they're not going early.
Well, Vancouver goes to work. Thank you, Todd. Between the benches and Casey upstairs. Vancouver back to work on the power play. They've been good tonight. McCready's shot turned aside with the right arm of Aaron Bold. Trying to get to that loose ball there is Jordan Durston. Durston forces it. Dutch is able to get there. Corey Small now with 90 seconds left in the power play. Penalty kill brought to you by Speedy Collision. Back across is Logan Schuss. Corey Small shot, and that's turned aside. Aaron Bold closes the legs and gets the stop, but Vancouver scoops the loose ball. Back up top to Reese Dutch. Dutch thought about shooting, turned aside by Brett Mitski. Corey Small's the man up top. He's along with Logan Schuss far side. Nifty little back pass. Logan Schuss. Great pass, Corey Small. And Vancouver, they have a pulse, 14-10.
So we've been talking about the skill of that Vancouver power play today, but what was impressive on that shift is that they collected a couple of offensive rebounds. As a squad there, 50-50 ball that the Rush missed. If you extend those possessions, the penalty killers get tired. You end up with better shots and more of them, and Vancouver capitalizes that time.
8:02 left to go in the fourth quarter. And Vancouver remains hanging around. Mark Matthews, though, alone, has some time. Great right arm save as 2 guys lost their helmets trying to take out Matthews, and Messenger's getting into it with McFetridge. Didn't like the high hit. Messenger's going after McFetridge, and the referees intervene.
See, McFetridge, I think, is going to get a penalty for playing the ball with his helmet off.
Yeah, he scooped up the loose ball because McFetridge and Ryan Wagner both went for high hits on Mark Matthews. Both lost their helmets. And McFetridge, just out of instinct, picked up the loose ball. But you never see 2 guys flying through the air, and neither, for the record, could knock Mark Matthews down. There was a lot of helmet hair out there, so going to the box will be McFetridge.
And Messenger.
And Messenger will also get one. So a dead ball foul on Messenger. It'll be 5-on-5, but I like that play by Messenger. Your star player gets hit high. Nice job by the rookie getting in there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and we've talked about it about Messenger before. He doesn't play like a rookie. You know, he looks like he's been around for a few years, and you know that's why he goes third overall in the draft this year.
He looks like he's 40. He's only in his 20s. So here we go, Vancouver, and the Rush 5-on-5 of Vancouver awarded the ball as the Rush took the second penalty. Logan Schuss had the last goal for the Stealth, down to Reese Dutch. He gets it in low. That's where McCready's going to try to go towards the goal. Pumped outside by Ryan Dilks. Brett Mitski picks up the loose ball and ends up with Ryan Dilks. After that, pops out of Mitski's stick. Mitski's up over half now, gets it to Ryan Keenan. Keenan, near side, Vancouver territory, slows things down. 7:17 left to go in the fourth quarter. Far side is Curtis Knight. Knight to Ryan Keenan. Keenan down low for Adam Jones. Jones tries to drive towards the goal. Gets it to Matthews. Matthews, couple moves, comes in, tries to slam dunk it, and he's hit hard this time by the goaltender Richards. Shaken up for a moment, but he's good to go. Vancouver takes over half. They trail by 4 as Corey Small scoops it up. Small to James Ray. Ray in his first career game drives towards the middle. Ball now with Reese Dutch near side, Rush territory. Dutch comes in on Soroketti. Swim move, and Soroketti knocks that one out of his stick. Picked up by Jeremy Thompson. Rush leader in loose balls gets it up to Adam Jones. 6:30 left in the Opa fourth quarter. Rush lead down to 4. Keenan now off the bench. Keenan spins off of pressure. Great job there by Ryan Wagner on defense. Ben McIntosh over to the far side. Connects with Robert Church. Church looking for goal number 4. Goes back for Keenan. Up top, Jones. Jones is going to shoot, and that one off of the shin pad of Richards. Jones rocked from behind as he scooped that one up. And they're going to call that, is that minor interference, Casey? I don't think he had it.
For me, you can't get any more on the back than that.
Yeah. So he's hit from behind, but no minor penalty. Rush get a reset and awarded possession. Curtis Knight working with Salt. Salt picked by Church. Back down low. Matthews, his shot up and over. Church scoops it up, but some good defensive work by John Lynch. Church scores! Took it right away from Lynch. Wraps it around through the air. Robert Church has 4 goals.
Did he score? That wasn't a power play.
No.
But Church, really good job of avoiding the crease there. And it looks like Tyler Richards is a bit shaken up. He ended up out of his net quite a bit there, creating the opening for Robert Church. Nice job tucking that one home.
Robert Church, I thought Lintz had it. Richards lost his stick, takes it away from Lintz, wraps it around. Church has 4. Looking for the PA feed there. Hit the wrong button. That happens sometimes, Casey. So Richards is shaken up, but he will stay in this game. So Robert Church, who's going to be on our after-hours programming, has 4 goals. The Rush lead back to 15-10 over Vancouver. 5:49 left to go, Opa fourth quarter. Nick Billich after the faceoff win by Thompson. Thompson's had his best game on the dot today that he's had all season. Vancouver, though, able to scoop up a loose ball with a hard play and pick it up. Hawksby just over half. Hawksby goes to Reese Dutch. Vancouver once again trailing by 5 with 5:30 left to go. Tall mountain to climb. Can they do it? Rain now. Ray was in, and he took a shot short side. Missed the goal. Had an opportunity. McFetridge now. McCready. Joel McCready comes in, and a good physical drive towards the goal results in McCready burying.
Well, that's where Joel McCready wants the ball. Is at the top, right at the top of the crease there, and nice job avoiding the check by Billich, who seemed to be all over him there. McCready finds a way to catch that pass and bury it past Bold. And they stay in the game. It's a 4-goal game here. 5 minutes left. They're still in this thing.
That's what they needed. They're pretty well. They're in that goal-a-minute territory, and they're close to that. It's been pretty good so far for the Rush.
It's going to be a trip on Messenger.
And Messenger now. This is going to remain interesting. 5:13 left to go fourth quarter. Messenger to the box. Vancouver's power play has been good. If there's been anything wrong with this Rush performance tonight, maybe it's been their penalty kill. Vancouver 3 for 7 on the power play. I said Thompson's having his best night as a faceoff man this year. He's won 20 out of 29, Casey.
Well, and that's good because Vancouver came in at 55%, and the Rush came in at 44%. So you figure Vancouver's going to have the edge there, but not so.
So working it around is Logan Schuss, Corey Small, Reese Dutch. Dutch near side, back up top for Small. He goes back to the far side for Schuss. Looking again for McCready, couldn't connect. Penalty kill brought to you by Speedy Collision as Dutch goes up top for Small, and he's going to be Bold betwixt the legs. And the stealth. That lead is just 3.
Well, and you just said it. Maybe the Rush penalty kill not so great, but I mean the NLL is a high-scoring league, and the power play creates open shots from the top of the floor. And the Vancouver Stealth have some of the most talented players in the world shooting from up there. And no matter who's in net, they're going to find their chances, and they're going to go in a good percentage of the time. And this again, the Stealth, they're right there, 3-goal game with 5 minutes left.
4:51 as the Stealth are hanging around. Wagner, another face-off win here for Vancouver. They may not have won many, but they're winning them at the right time. McFedridge packs in a Nick Billich and knocks him on his rear end. And Vancouver looks like they're just coming to life here, Casey.
Yeah, they got some energy, and that's what happens when you get a couple in a row. It's a game of runs. It's a game of momentum. They put another one in here, and they're really going to be believing.
Corey Small, far side, Logan Schuss. Schuss back to Dutch. It's going to end up with Ray. Ray has some time, shot in this one, turned aside by Aaron Bold. A big save there by Bold with 4:15 left to go. Nick Billich has it, just outside of Vancouver territory. He's going to get it to Ryan Keenan. Keenan, goal here by the Rush would be massive for them. Vancouver needs a stop. And good job there. Beers backs Matthews all the way up out of Vancouver territory, but gets it to Keenan, who shoots. And that one, I don't think Richard saw it, but he stopped it with his right shoulder. Long pass there is Jared Toll. Toll comes into Rush territory. 3:46 left to go. Vancouver within 3. Logan Schuss looking for the comeback. Far side, back to the near side is Reese Dutch. Dutch shoots! Turned aside Aaron Bold. You can tell there's a certain amount of tension amongst the fans here with every Bold save, Casey.
Yeah, for sure. But what I like from the Rush offense there, shot from outside, they don't go chasing the rebound. Play it safe, get your defense on the floor.
15-12, the Rush lead, 3:20 left. As the Rush on offense, Church has that knocked outside by Toll. He's going to lock horns with him, and it's going to be picked up by Ryan Wagner. Wagner now in transition. Takes it past half, just past Curtis Knight. Wagner's going to go up to Durston. Durston back to the far side. We got a penalty, I believe. We're just pulling the goalie
going 6 on 5.
6 on 5. With under 3 to go, Vancouver trying to get within 2. Down low. Up top, shot by Small. Small off the shin pads of Dilks. And here comes Corbeil. Corbeil, Richards is backing up. And Corbeil missed the net. And by shin pads, I mean bare legs. Too much hockey in the offseason. Beers picks up the loose ball after Richards came back off the bench and got back to his net. 2:31 left to go. And Richards is coming to the Vancouver bench again. Back up top is Ray McCready. Under 15 on the clock. Back far side for Schuss. Dutch, McCready. Near side, that's where Ray is. Back to Schuss, and that one just glances off the arm of Aaron Bold. 2:10 left. Vancouver down 15-12, but they get a reset here. Extra man back on is Joel McCready. Reese Dutch directing traffic. Dutch into the middle. Had a man open for a moment. Rush defense picks it up. It's Ryan Dilks. Dilks, empty net, in alone. Take it away, Sastel. Crowd to their feet, chests a pounding. Ryan Dilks, breakaway in an empty net. And he would have heard about it if he missed that one, Casey.
Oh, I guess so. What the Stealth were doing in the last couple possessions, they were pulling the goalie, getting the 6 on 5, creating the confusion with the defense, and then having an offensive player come on and get Richards back on the floor. Under 2 minutes there, they got to start taking their chances down by three, and then ended up giving up the breakaway.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. This is Rush Lacrosse.
The National Lacrosse League logo honors its over 30 years of history, but also pushes towards a new era, a new day. An updated colorway of black and silver illuminates the way forward with technology and innovation as our mandate. The Shield captures the warrior spirit of the physical battle of sport while being modern enough to appeal to new audiences. The goal. By extruding the shape of the shield, the container is one that is a nod to the ubiquitous shape of a lacrosse goal. The original four. 4 arrows representing the founding of our league with 4 professional box lacrosse teams. Washington, D.C., Baltimore, New Jersey, Philadelphia converged to create the NLL star, a modern interpretation of a star that combines both the arrows of the original 4 teams and a Native American morning star. The 4 arrows converge to create the heart of the star representing the current teams and the fans who are the beacon of the future of the National Lacrosse League. This is the National Lacrosse League. Today is our day.
We are into the dying moments of the fourth quarter. Down between the benches is Todd Joyce. And Todd, were you singing along to the karaoke? Because it seems like the mood has lightened in SaskTel Center.
I can tell you right now, the Rush bench on that short run from Vancouver was very nervous about that. Vancouver had lots of energy on their bench. Rush slowed down, but as soon as they got that breakaway, they were right back in it. So there was a little bit of confusion, as Casey said, on the bench, with trying to get that 6th player off to get their goalie back in.
So back to work. Thank you, Todd Joyce has been between the benches. We'll go grab his gear from him at postgame, which will be live from the SaskTel Center floor here, coming up in another minute, 22 seconds. There's a shot by Ben McIntosh, and once again, Vancouver will pull the goalie down by 4, but only a minute 15 left in the open fourth quarter. Coming down is Joel McCready. McCready immediately met by Chris Corbeil. McCready up over half as the fans here enter the last minute of play, and you know they're going to enjoy that. Logan Schuss one-on-one with Brett Midsky. Bounces it back up top. Shot there, partially blocked by Chris Corbeil. Moving it down low. Ray's shot goes up and over. Shot clock on the stealth. And just watch the Rush try to kill time here. SaskTel Center is about to go wild. Just under 15,000 tonight, 14,600 and change attending a new Rush record for a Friday night contest. Nick Billich, he's just going to hold it by his own bench. You can hear the crowd going wild here. Lots of clapping in unison here. That ball's down in the corner. Picking up again is Vancouver. 16-12, the Rush up as Reese Dutch takes over near his own bench. Matt McGrady on Chris Corbeil. Reese Dutch back up top, Joel McCready. 3-2, shot McCready, turned inside by Bull. 2 in a row! The Rush win again at SaskTel Center. Pick the final, Rush 16, Vancouver 12. Casey, the performance we expected out of them.
Well, it really is. I mean, you've come, like I say, it's been a tale of 2 seasons almost so far. And now the Rush, you know, they come in with 6 really good quarters and put up a pretty solid performance here tonight. There were some mistakes, but I think overall, kind of what we expected as far as the scoreline, I would say.
There's a final thought from Casey Guerin. We'll be right back. We're going to take a break here for the audience watching online. Have a good evening. For Todd Joyce, Casey Guerin, I'm John Fraser. We're going to be back on 98 Cool with full post-game coverage. You're listening live to Rush Lacrosse.